What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, June 29th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the engaged one, a.k.a. the New York Times quoted at Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host. It's my first time on the show this week.
I was going to say, me and Bless had a conversation yesterday about how we've had a good run. We don't need anybody else. This is fantastic. But it was also the fact that as I did your intro, I realized I haven't done your intro in a long time. Which means we haven't hosted in a long time.
It's weird. I'm happy to be here with you on my birthday eve, Greg.
Birthday eve. I hope the elves bring you a nice treat.
That's what they do. I was really happy because somebody tweeted at me today saying happy birthday eve. And I was like, I appreciate you.
Sure.
Yeah, it means you're a long-time listener, viewer.
I mean, we've mentioned it's your birthday this week in housekeeping quite a bit.
I know, but the whole birthday eve thing.
See, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm
sure this is from Game Over, Greggy, episode 36.
Yeah, he always does it. He's been doing it for years.
For everybody. Yeah. I always celebrate the birthday eve because my mom did it when I was little.
That's cute.
I thought it was weird, but
now you like it.
But now it's part of my personality.
Oh, you need that for Ben now? You're gonna hit him up?
100%.
Okay.
I think if you look back at your text, I probably have.
We text too much for that. I won't ever be able to find it.
But
I like that though. We're friends.
You just gotta believe me, Greg.
Now, is this an Indiana Jones inspired jacket?
Hold on.
Because it is a big time Indiana Jones week around here. He's running, ladies and gentlemen. While he does that, I'll remind you this is Kinda Funny Games Daily each and every weekday across several dozens of platforms. We run you through the nerdy video game news you know about. If you like that, of course, you should be part of the show for free by writing into kindafunny.com/KFGD with your questions about the day's news. Of course, your squad up request is so much more. If you really love what we do, you should head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where you can get each and every episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily ad-free. Of course, you can get dozens of bonus exclusive episodes of shows like Kinda Feudy, Greg Way, so much more. I don't know why he's wearing it like that. That's
because I don't want to ruin my hair yet. I'm on interview at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah, you guys are interviewing the new one, Crystal Dial.
Mm-hmm.
Dial soap.
Can you imagine thinking that this is less popular than Wolfenstein?
A lot of bad decisions happen in video games.
Space.
It's going to blow up, though. Now you'll see, Barrett. Now you'll see.
All right.
I'm already in the rigmarole. Well, then we'll get back to just chit-chat.
Yeah.
Patreon, like I said, is what keeps us independent. It keeps the mics and lights on, so it would mean a lot to us if you went over there and supported us on patreon.com/kindafunny. But if you got no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. Of course, you can watch us record the show live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames and youtube.com/kindafunnygames. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on podcast services around the globe, and of course watching on youtube.com/kindafunnygames. So I was never, with us, embargoes are left and right.
Yes.
And I'm the keeper of the game's embargoes. I know what's up. But as I asked you about the Indiana Jones jacket, I was like, oh shit, are we not confirming that we're going to review and reviews happening for this? But then you just did it, so I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's happening.
When does that go up? When can people watch the Indiana Jones Dial of the Crystal Skull?
Yeah, Monday.
Nice.
Going up Monday for everybody.
What's it really called?
Dial of Destiny.
Destiny. Gotcha.
DOD.
Gotcha.
God.
Any teasers? I mean, you dressed the part, so I guess that's cool. But
yeah, I mean, look, the one thing I could say, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. That one review.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Unanimously ain't that bad.
Okay.
Unanimously. Everyone's saying that.
Even Blessing?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't see Blessing, so
I mean, we just talked about it.
I know, but I like to try to pin you down with
no, you can't pin me. Not me. This is the burnt orange jacket, by the way.
I remember that.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive the burnt orange jacket was. God, that's a kind of funny reference.
That's that good stuff.
Know what's talking about.
No, Birthday Eve is deep, kind of funny lore, Greg.
Thank you.
Deep lore.
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty surface level.
Burnt orange.
That's a one-time thing. That was a one-time thing that happened on a show.
I love it. I love you. I miss you. I'm happy to be on the show. Happy to talk about video games.
Happy talking about video games, too.
Don't love all the stories we're going to talk about.
No, there's a lot of bad stories on here. But before we even get there, I just want to give a shout-out to Breathe Right strips. All right?
Yeah?
Yeah. You ever use these things?
No.
Been getting my ass kicked by allergies all allergy season, right? Kevin, of course, texting me on a delayed text, a scheduled text to get the local honey, which is great. And I'm doing it, but I'm still having a struggle here and there on different days. Because this is the problem with flowers. They don't all bloom at once. So something's happened here.
I've said it a million times.
You're fine, and then you think you're fine, and this fucking shit opens up, and it does. I don't know what's going on out there. And these bees, they're just out there fucking, so it's just all in there. But like the other night, it was one of those where I wake up in the morning, and Jen's not in the bed, and I'm like, oh no. And like I walked out and she slept on the couch because like she made me turn over like 4 or 5 times. Because even though I took my allergy pill, I was snoring. I don't usually snore. But when I'm congested, obviously there's nowhere else to go or whatever. So finally I was like, all right, fine, I will go do the breathe right strips because I fought the breathe right strip during this allergy season of like, well, it's an allergy.
Yeah.
What's it going to do? I'm still going to be congested. I put these things on last night as I went to bed after playing a video game for a review. But I was like, I've never breathed like this.
You're
before
breathing
in my
right.
life. I want to wear it right now.
Yeah.
Can I wear them permanently?
Good, dude.
I don't want that to be my look. I got enough problems
I think
going
it
on.
could be good.
It could be, but we'll see. What could be good are today's stories, which include Baldur's Gate 3 removing its date, but not the way you think. Sega's response to Xbox, and some sad news from the Pokemon Go developer. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. You already heard the rigmarole. Get your ass over to patreon.com/kindafunny and support us. It would mean a lot. And if you want to go the extra mile, use the Epic Game code Kinda Funny when you're checking out the Epic Game Store or buying something in Fortnite, Rocket League, or another Epic Game Store supported game on the console of choice. Housekeeping for you. A brand new Kinda Funny Xcast is available right now, all about the last huge week of Xbox news. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunnygames or your podcast service of choice to see Mike and his two gaming dads chop it up about Nintendo being in court.
Let me tell you something, Greg. I look over at Mike's desk yesterday at his computer, and he's, like this.
Yeah, I know. He's got to get glasses.
Because he had to get real close to see the screen. But his screen has maybe 7 documents open, and he's conspiracy theory. Like, he's doing his research into this, and I respect the hell out of that.
We should have sent Mike we should have sent him dressed in his 100 Thieves and shorty shorts to the court.
Yeah.
Just sit there.
Yeah,
Mike,
take notes,
go report on
figure
this.
it out. But yeah, no, he was looking at everyone's reports and just getting all the quotes and stuff. So I bet that this is a banger episode
It's
of
also
Xcast.
the first one with just the 3 of them in a
Just
bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I think in probably like a month because, it's been a while since Gary's been around. So go hang out with the boys.
He's on a writer's strike, so God forbid he comes hang out with us.
Yeah. Ain't writing shit here.
I
Look
know.
at that.
Yeah, I'll tell you that right now, too. It's Joey's half birthday, which means you can get 25% off everything in our Rooster Teeth store with the code Christmas in June. Of course, you might remember we launched a brand new store at kindafunny.com/store. But when we did that meant we had to leave Rooster Teeth behind and a whole bunch of products. So you can go to kindafunny.com/old store, where you can then use the promo code Christmas in June to get 25% off all of this cool Kinda Funny merch. Look at all the summer stuff you could have.
Great.
Look at that Scarpino thing there. That's great. Wow, look at that. Oh, I thought that was Kevin. I was like, we didn't send Kevin on a photo shoot. No, just some other guy. Look at the Cool Greg shirt there. Look at the bomber jacket there. 25% off. You kidding me right now?
Remember when Bless said we didn't have PS I Love You merch? Prove him wrong.
I hate Bless.
That is good merch.
Now that he's not here. We do have to compete, though. The Xcast has been making really good
the
stuff
Xcast
lately.
merch is like too good.
They're really making good stuff. We got to get on that. Of course, there's one bullet point here that just says Tim birthday.
Tomorrow is my birthday. If it is my birthday eve today, that of course means tomorrow will come. And come hard it will, because we're streaming all day, just like we did for your birthday.
Yeah.
The Mike, Nick, and Andy were like, Tim, can we just hijack you for the entire day? And I was like, you know what? Let's go. And they pitched me on a couple things. I'm like, all this sounds ridiculous, and I'm totally in. But I was like, can I pitch you on something? All right? Tomorrow's June 30th. Not only is that my birthday,
Crash Bandicoot anniversary.
it is that as well. It's also the release date of
1, 2.
Switch. Everybody wants to Switch, baby. So we don't have the game yet. It's that we haven't heard anything from Nintendo about this game.
Sure.
So tomorrow morning,
great sign.
Tomorrow morning, we're gonna download this game.
Okay.
We're going to play
possibly tonight at 9 p.m.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. But we are 100% going to be playing Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Wow.
On this stage, live, in front of 7,000 screaming fans.
I can't wait.
On
That's
the
going to be
internet.
fantastic. Will Brian Altano be here?
I think
He
so.
will be. He'll be in the building. I've confirmed Brian will be here. He'll be doing the Let's Plays with me that you made happen on patreon.com/kindafunny in October. But clearly, we'll bring him over here and let him do some stuff with you.
I mean, it's Everybody 1-2 Switch, so everybody has to.
Everybody in the room's got to do it. Everybody's got to be a part of it. Thank you to everybody who supports us on patreon.com/kindafunny, but especially our Patreon producers, Casey Andrew, Delaney Twining, and James Hastings. Today, we're brought to you by BetterHelp, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 8 items on the Roper Report.
Baker's dozen.
We begin at Kotaku, where Ethan Gotch writes, Pokemon Go developer lays off 230 employees Oh, I'm sorry, this is Kenneth Shepard and Ethan over at Kotaku. Niantic is shuttering its Los Angeles studio and is moving away from in-house game development. As such, the Pokemon Go studio is laying off 230 employees, shuttering NBA All-World and canceling its upcoming Marvel World of Heroes. In an internal email sent to employees today and acquired by Kotaku, company founder John Hankey explained that this decision came because the studio's, quote, expenses grew faster than its revenue, end quote. Hankey's email says, while the studio saw revenue surges during the COVID-19 pandemic, as years have gone on, it's seen a decline in revenue. Alongside this, he also says the AR game market has become much more crowded since Pokemon Go's launch in 2016.
You crowded it.
Listen, that's accurate, but also Ghostbusters World had a hand in this.
You're right.
Alongside the growing market, Hankey cites a broader lack of long-term engagement for its multiple projects, meaning it hasn't been meeting internal goals. Quote, we also bear responsibility for our own performance, Hankey's email said. Today's highly competitive mobile game market requires dazzling quality and innovation. It also requires strong monetization and a social core which can drive viral growth and long-term engagement. Teams need platform tools that are force multipliers, enabling them to build at the highest quality with powerful engagement features quickly and efficiently. Our AR map and platform must deliver the features that developers want in a robust and reliable way. We have not met our goals in all of these areas. In the meantime, Pokemon Go will remain a top priority for the company with the long-term goal to keep it, quote, healthy and growing as a forever game, end quote. Other recently launched games like Pikmin Bloom, Peridot, and Monster Hunter Now will continue development. But Hankey claims the team has, quote, a lot of work to do to maintain retention, revenue, and profitability. The company also plans to continue investing in AR maps and platforms for developers to build and monetize their own AR experiences while minimizing its own internal projects. While we were going live, I got an email from Niantic PR laying out a whole bunch of stuff and also linking to a blog post. Blessing was nice enough to do this and says, Niantic put up a blog post stating these 3 key points. We remain committed to supporting Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, Peridot, and Ingress, and the forthcoming Monster Hunter Now, which will launch globally in September. We want to free up resources to begin building for the emerging class of MR devices and future AR glasses, including key content and platform services with Lightship that will help realize the promise of this technological shift. We are narrowing our focus. This is the third bullet point. We are narrowing our focus to concentrate on games that most strongly embody our core values of location and local social communities. We will be sunsetting NBA All-Star World and stopping production on Marvel World of Heroes and closing down the LA office. Approximately 230 employees are impacted. Before we get into any of our armchair quarterbacking of Niantic and their decisions and how we got there, of course, all our thoughts and sympathies go out to the 230 people who woke up without a job today.
Horrible.
That fucking sucks. Of course, this is something that goes on and is said too much in our industry. And of course, you might look past mobile gaming as being affected by all of this, and we think about all the big studios we talk about. But of course, these are 230 people trying to make video games, trying to bring joy to people's lives, and they do not have a job as of this morning, and that fucking sucks.
It really does. I'm looking into what MR is, because that is not something that I've heard of before. Do you guys have a guess as what MR is?
Do you already know?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Meta reality.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead. I look at it here. I see it.
Mixed reality.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mixed reality. So it's kind of combining virtual and AR.
What they do in their blog post, the way they parentheses is it the rise of MR parentheses video pass-through devices such as the Meta Quest Pro and Apple Vision Pro, and which is actually. Sorry, PSVR 2, which also has pass-through. You know what I mean? You can look through the thing, but I'm not going to come out. They're on the ropes right now. I don't need to correct them.
Yeah, so, and then I saw there was a couple like watches, too, that had like physical elements, but like hologrammy type looking things.
That's
so
dope. That's the future.
Interesting stuff here. But yeah, this is unfortunate, like you said, for the layoffs. And it's also something that like felt weirdly inevitable, where Niantic was putting out so many different products, and it never felt like it made any sense because these things aren't Pokemon.
If we want to bring up, I think, a salient comparison, Telltale Games.
100%.
This so reeked of Telltale Games. And I'm not shitting on Niantic or anything, but it was Lightning in a bottle, Pokemon Go. This, I mean, there's the old quote that I love the most. That was a tweet, and I'm sure a million other people have said too, but like, it wasn't my tweet. I saw on the internet of like, the closest we ever were to world peace was Pokemon Go, where you would go outside to go to the corner store and you would pass people. I remember in our neighborhood where the old spare bedroom was, the real spare bedroom, walking down and kids running around playing Pokemon, trying to take over this gym. Jen and me had just started dating. They were she's sending me stuff from Montreal of her on a run, and it's like, well, this is insane that this is happening, and has maintained to a certain extent that there still is a huge Pokemon Go thing. I still see people pass me, not the fever of what it was at launch or whatever, but it was, hey, we have lightning in a bottle, we have this huge thing, and just like they did Telltale with Walking Dead, now let's get every IP and do it again. And Wizarding World or whatever Harry Potter one was, it was like, that ain't the stuff. Come on. You can look at not Niantic, but Ghostbusters World, a game I was super excited for. I never saw another human being on the road playing Ghostbusters World. I went to fight Gozer. No one's there to help me in these raids or anything like that. Like, these games, like you're saying, continue to pop up and do it. But like for Niantic, so many of them have seemed, and this is something I can speak right now to with Monster Hunter now, right? I played that at SGF. I was like, oh, you know what? This is fun. I'm looking forward to downloading this, but you can. They sat down to give me the demo, I was like, okay, cool, yeah, this is the Matt from Pokemon Go, and I'm battling in a different way, but I'm collecting, I'm doing. And it's like, oh, do we have lures? It's like there are ideas that are original to Monster Hunter now. Is that what I was? Yeah. I'm starting to doubt myself. That I'm like, this is cool, but it also seems like a copycat of Pokemon Go, which I think is inevitably for me going to lead to, I'm not the world's biggest Monster Hunter fan, so I'm going to play it for a little bit and fall off and never come back, similar to Pokemon Go. Even though I keep Pokemon Go on my phone for the occasional thing, I'll occasionally do that with Monster Hunter. I wonder, they are still pushing forward with Monster Hunter. Of course, that game is set to come out in September, 2 months from now. My question there is, how long do they stick with it? And then also for Monster Hunter, it will be fascinating to see. It is not Pokemon in America, but Monster Hunter is huge in Japan. Like, it's just a juggernaut in Japan. And remember, Monster Hunter PSP was such a big deal in Japan because everyone plays handheld over there. Now everybody uses phones over there. I do wonder what Monster Hunter now is going to do in Japan. In America, I think people tinker with it, but I don't know how they'll stick around. That's a whole different ball of wax, but it is just Pokemon Go again.
Yeah, and so what's interesting there is many people have heard the story now a couple times in the last couple of months, but I've been playing Pokemon Go every single day since November, and I continue to do that. And about 3 months ago, they made some big changes that made it a demonstrably worse experience.
Was this the stuff they dialed back from COVID? Because I remember when that was coming around.
Yeah.
What you could no longer do it from your house.
The remote raid stuff, or you have to pay. There's a lot more things you have to pay for it that really kind of felt like part of the core experience of what made it worth playing every day.
Okay.
So now what I'm doing every day is a lot less intensive. Like me and Goldfarb are like trading gifts back and forth every single day to like make our friendship go up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in a lot of ways, that's just us connecting. Like it's
sure.
Just, it's not actually too necessary for the game or anything. And I really do enjoy what's there. You talking about Monster Hunter having some unique things. I don't know what they are, but like Pokemon Go is not what it was in 2016. Like there's battles, there's a lot more intricate things going on. But I mean, it's still not like, that crazy. But there's enough that keeps me going and keeps me interested. And like, I really want to catch them all. And at this point, I think I have over 500 of the 780 available.
You got a Porygon in there?
Like that. I do have a Porygon. Don't have Porygon 2 though. Do you know there's a Porygon 2?
No, I did not know that.
There is, Greg.
Yeah.
There is.
That's cool.
But
let me check if I got it.
With doing that, I feel like I'm hardcore into this thing. And it's like, I can't imagine being hardcore into Pikmin Bloom. Even Lakers had, I don't think
Lakers
playing
you know
Pikmin
what I mean?
Bloom.
Yeah, but this Porygon sucks. This is Porygon 2?
Porygon 2.
That's the Wii U of Porygons. I don't want to see this guy.
God damn. But yeah, I struggle to think about the success of Niantic when they are really, really kind of missing the mark in terms of giving the community what they want. Like, and I understand that like going to Reddit's, it's like subreddits for games years into the game's existence. 99% of the time, it's going to be a negative. Like everyone's just.
This is exactly what I was talking about last week with Jericho on Twitter. Jericho, when she was co-hosting, right? She's a big Destiny fan, and it was that thing of like, and she's like, well, you play a game, all you do is talk about how much you hate it, but you can't stop playing it, kind of thing, right? Where you only see the faults and what you want out of it, but you're still there for the hook if you're committed.
Totally, but I think the problem here with the Pokemon with Pokemon Go is it's like, the people that were there for the hook, it's like you should really be like keeping them happy.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, because especially if you're going to try to fund all these other projects that in no world are going to outdo Pokemon. So keep that core happy. And you go to the Reddit, it's just like more and more and more upset since November, since I started playing and looking at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really bad sign, and it leads to things like this, right? But for them to put out Peridot, which is their original thing,
by the way,
here.
At new AJ's eyes. Sorry, when it's all shoved together, all lowercase, it's hard. At new AJ's eyes says Peridot, as we keep saying, is pronounced Peridot because it's a French word. Baguettes and all that, isn't it?
Well, Peridot then being an original IP that is very clearly them trying to own everything of it so that they can make all the money from it, which makes sense for them. But for them to put that out in combination with this news and layoffs and like losing Marvel as a license and things like that.
That
like,
one I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, because that's a decision.
Yeah, but it's like, let's talk about the deals you sign with Disney / Marvel games. Like, who had the say of like how you're getting out of this? Like, it's done, it's announced, the contract is signed. So what was the clause that was, yo, we're losing money hand over fist, we have to close this? And Marvel's like, no big deal. Or was it like, no, hold on a second. Or Marvel looked at it and was like, yo, you've made no progress. Fuck this. It's over.
Yeah.
I'd love to know.
I mean, again, they announced this at the Marvel Showcase at D23, the Marvel Disney Games.
So just a full stop right there. You're saying that Blessing Adeoye lied to you, everybody.
He said it was coming.
Remember that next time.
Yeah. Remember when we lied about
Nope, shut up.
Okay,
that's
cool.
Different.
But yeah, so with that, it's like they clearly, like there was money and marketing put towards this thing already from the Disney point of view, Marvel point of view. They're going to be upset about that. They're not going to like this.
For sure.
You know?
Well, it's just bad will too, right?
Yeah.
Marvel Games is a thing that has like been trying to get back on the right track of nailing it. So like to have this and do this. That's
yeah.
Cool.
I don't know. This is just, it's such a bummer. And I really wish that like they would just like make the changes necessary to like get back to Pokemon Go being kind of just a very happy core win for all the people playing. Whereas right now, it really doesn't feel that way. It really feels like all the things we don't want to see from mobile games or games in general, where it's like the strong monetization strategy or whatever. That should be a good thing. I always say that. A strong monetization strategy actually means something that players and developers are getting the most out of, where you feel rewarded, you feel like you're actually getting what you're paying for, and it's an appropriate price for what you're getting to be able to be a sustainable long-term thing to keep everybody happy. It does not mean nickel and diming people left and right any chance they get because they desperately need to scrape by just to try to survive. And it does feel like that's where we're at now. And so much of it is like why were there 15 games in development? And that's not a real number, but like whatever there were, why were there so many? Like, and why does it seem like this is one of those very obvious things from the outside that you bring up
you're doing a lot.
Like even with Telltale, we were always like, oh, they're doing a lot. But it took a while for them to start, the quality to start to dip, right? I do feel like it started with the quality bad, then it got good, and then there was like
the engine always sucked. That was the thing, is I think it was stagnated. The quality stagnated, where it's never going to get better than this. And so it's like,
but then they started putting out games that just nobody talked about. Guardians of the Galaxy just happened, and we're talking about big IP at that point. So it's like that. It just kind of went in this like very clear way. Whereas these games, pretty much from the jump, people are like with Telltale, it's like, oh, wow, this worked for Walking Dead. It could also work for this. And we're all like, yeah, it could also work for this.
We like to have conversations in the chat. Casino Bala says, why are we being so hard on this company? And the answer there is that 230 people no longer have a livelihood. And I don't mean to say, I've said a few times in this conversation, not that I'm taking a shot at the answer, blah, blah. Tim, you've talked about on this show before that whether it be layoffs in our side of the industry of games press and personalities, whether it be layoffs in the video game space and studios and stuff like that. Granted, it's always hard to take our 11-person company and apply that somewhere else. But the reason we're 11-person, the reason we ask you to support us and keep us independent is so that we can continue to make every decision we make be to the benefit of Barrett, of Kevin, of Joey, of us, of course, as well, but of our staff. And that would be the thing of, it would be very easy to have built this amazing studio and split this space in half and put another studio there.
Oh, yeah.
And like, we are hiring 10 more people. We are launching 7 more podcasts.
You get a podcast.
Let's fucking go. And then, imagine if we had done that in like it kind of lined up with us launching the studio and then an ad apocalypse happening of everybody. There's a recession coming. We're not giving any ads. But imagine if we had done it, everything was gravy for 6 months, and then all this happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people are making decisions where I feel they are being people at the top of these companies are making decisions and they are being way too bullish. They are literally sitting there and going, the good times will roll forever. And I think they're doing that because they know that in this situation, and I'm talking, the company founder, John Hankey, who I'm not taking a shot as a person or making anything, he knows he's going to be the company founder and the CEO or whatever his official title is for even if it all goes wrong. Even if it all doesn't work out.
Yeah,
like
for
we're talking
the good times will continue.
We are talking about capitalism. We are talking about the cost of doing business and not thinking and growing organically. That's always the thing with Kind of Funny when you talk about us and you look at all this and yada, 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 right? It took 8 years of independence pretty much to get here to do this. And that is all organic. That was never us making this huge bet. This was never us taking out this huge loan. This was never us being in a million pieces. Like, we made these decisions and have gone the way we've gone and built the business the way we've built it to make sure that I don't have to wake up one day and come and be here and say, hey, guess what? We had to lay off 10% of the staff. And again, let's not mince words. That might happen one day. That might happen. But if it did, I could sit here and tell you we did everything possible not to make that happen. It wouldn't be that I would sit here and you guys would all go, well, you say you did everything possible, but you launched 7 podcasts nobody was asking for. And you hired all these people, and there's clearly all these expenses, and yet, like, that's just not the reality of the situation here.
Yeah.
And I'm getting Tondo. 10% would be one person. Sorry, bless.
Yeah,
I would phrase it that way, though, right? 10% of the staff had to go.
But yeah, and again, going back to what I'm saying about like understanding what your product is and what works there. I put money into Pokemon Go. Like not a ridiculous amount, but like I put an amount that I feel like is like very fair. Like I want to reward the amount of time and fun that I have playing the game, which is a lot. But then whenever I see like baffling price points for some of the things like the raid pass stuff I was talking about, I'm like, wow, this makes me not want to support the core game, the game that is working. So I have an eyelash in my eye. It's not good. Okay. But anyways, yeah, it's just unfortunate to see this. But I think the difference between it and Telltale is we looked at this from the beginning and we're like, that doesn't seem like something that needs to be applied to everything.
Well, and again, like, I can't fathom having the tiger by the tail. Pokemon Go is this like once in a lifetime thing. When they write the history of mobile games, there will be a Pokemon chapter. So I can't, but it is that idea of like, it is Telltale. It is Embracer. It is everyone on the outside, us doing these shows being like, man, they are working on a lot of stuff. I hope they know what they're doing, kind of thing. And then when it blows up in their face and people lose their jobs, like that's fucking sucks. And they do need to be held accountable about that. And again, I'd like to think our commentary isn't dragging people through the streets and beating them and ringing the shame bell or whatever. But it is, this is the day and this is the news and this is the thing. And it is, I feel the writing has been on the wall of what are you doing and how are you not seeing that there isn't that appetite for all these different IPs? Pokemon was a very special IP that, like you can see the battlefield litter with the bodies that couldn't make it happen. So to do this and be like NBA All World, okay, I'm not a big NBA fan. I don't know. Marvel would have been one I would have liked to have seen, but I don't know what that actually would have turned out to be.
I mean, this is so weird, and I feel like now I am getting into the more nitpicky side of this stuff.
Sure.
Pokemon Go worked. It was lighting in a bottle. It's all that. It's also Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. It's a whole thing. Pokemon does that in cards, in TV shows, in games, and it works in all those mediums, and it has worked since 1996.
Sure.
This is just how this is for that franchise. People can be as into basketball as they want. Catching basketball players, that's fucking weird.
Was that what it was?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is it's like the gameplay loop of these things, like the inherent interest in it is just not, like it works for Pokemon. Every single aspect works. Catching them, evolving them, training them, all that stuff that we know and love from Pokemon, it's there. You apply that to these other things and it doesn't make sense. Monster Hunter, there's something interesting there. Going out and hunting monsters, like that's the core gameplay loop.
And again, and one of the things about Monster Hunter, and now if I can go into a preview mode of why I'm still excited for it, why I can't wait to play it, and see if it'll stick for me, is like, it's not the ball catching mechanic, right? It is tap the screen to slash the enemy, but then you do have to swipe to evade their attacks. That's cool.
Pokemon 2, though.
Well, sure, but just shut up.
Yeah, but
shut up. And then is the idea of like, boiling into the Monster Hunter world, bringing back from like the PSP games, right? Well, they're in everything, but I think they worked. I remember in PSP games, you had to paintball the monster so that if it ran away, you could see it on your map still. Mm-hmm. Here's the idea of we're making this game. We know people like to do shit at home, and that's been a big, like you're saying, conversation about Pokemon Go now. You see the monster in the real world. You're at the movie theater. You see it. You can paintball it, put your phone in your pocket, go home, and then you can fight that monster at home. And the way, what's in the area around you, like there's 3 different biomes, but every day the map will move them around so that you could sit in your house or whatever. They're doing things, I think, that sound neat. Maybe they are all from the current Pokemon Go, but...
Yeah, and then not all of those things, but a lot of those features are somewhat in Pokemon in a way that makes sense for it. But my thing is, Marvel. We love Marvel. We fucking love Marvel.
We sure do.
We know it. We know the games. We love the games. We love the comics. We love the TV shows. Everything I just said about Pokemon is also true for Marvel. What does a Niantic Marvel game look like?
Yeah, I know.
We can come up with something. We could be like, well, it could be cool if you did this, whatever. But that's not the core thing of Pokemon. You're like... Yes, that is what it is. I totally get it. I saw someone in the chat say, people collect and trade baseball cards or basketball cards. Yeah, exactly. Very niche audience compared to fans of NBA or baseball. Whereas Pokemon, catching them is anybody that's a fan of Pokemon. That is what Pokemon is. So it's like that, I think, is the big hurdle to get over. And then on top of that, add on the point that Pokemon Go right now is not where it needs to be in terms of pleasing the actual user base. So I don't know. I'm not too hopeful for a lot of these things. And
I don't. My thought, this is my thought based on what we're seeing here, is that Monster Hunter won't be long for the world. I mean, it'll go on, I'm sure, at least a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And again, maybe I'm gonna not eat my words because I'm just talking on my ass. But if Japan is fucking all over it and they love it, well then that'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But again, I don't know what the call of this is going to be. And again, back to the whole point of I feel like you saw the writing on the wall. Even before there were a million Pokemon Go clones, there was a Ghostbusters world that was a Pokemon Go clone that I was stoked about, and I knew this thing is on borrowed time. Yeah. There's not enough Ghostbuster fans to roam the world doing this.
Absolutely.
Sadly. Never too late to get on, though. We're on an upswing. You see the new teaser trailer with the teaser poster with the ice on it?
Can't say I have, Craig.
Oh wow, really? Bear, when you get the chance, go find the Ghostbusters. It's Firehouse was the code name of it. They then put out a teaser image and it's got ice on it, and that's it. And you can also, if you really want to, you can go to McKenna Grace's TikTok.
Oh, you're talking about the movie?
Yeah. Oh, not the game. No.
I thought you were talking about a teaser trailer for some update for the game.
Oh, Spirits Unleashed?
Yeah.
You want to talk about the latest Spirits Unleashed trailer? Christ. Latest Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed trailer? Sam Hain's hand at the end of it? Ooh,
Sam Hain's hand, everybody.
You kidding me? You remember a pumpkin ghost from Ghostbusters, or real Ghostbusters. Come on. Halloween ghost? Everybody remembers Sam Hain. This shit's going to be fire. Number 2 on the Roper Report. Baldur's Gate 3 PC is coming sooner than you expected.
Wow.
And the PS5 version is delayed slightly. Lol. This is Wesley Yinpool at IGN. Big news for Baldur's Gate 3 fans. Developer Larian has brought forward the PC release date by a month, avoiding a potentially brutal clash with Bethesda's behemoth Starfield. Baldur's Gate 3 was planned for launch on August 31st, a day before Starfield's effective September 1st release date because of early access. Now, the PC version of Baldur's Gate 3 launches August 3rd, giving a month head start on Starfield. The PlayStation 5 version, however, is delayed a week to September 6th. The Xbox version is still without a release window, as is the Mac version. Totally. You're following all this, right? It's easy.
Of course.
In a community update, Larian said the new release date, quote, means the PC version of Baldur's Gate 3 will be released at a time where you'll have more time to play it, end quote. That's a thinly veiled nod to players who were perhaps concerned about the prospect of choosing between Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield on PC when they were coming out a day after the other. In an interview with IGN, Larian founder and creative director Sven Wicki refused to name-check Starfield as a direct cause for the PC release date shift, instead speaking in general terms about wanting to find a slot within the busy release calendar. Quote, I know the comparison, and then in brackets to Starfield, is inevitable, of course, because it's coming out, he said. But I don't know if you've looked at the rest of the year. It's a super busy period. I don't think we've had a busy year. I don't think we've had as busy a year as this in a long time. You've got Zelda. You've got Diablo 4. You've got Starfield. Final Fantasy. There's a bunch of others I'm not mentioning. It's a really big year. So we had to figure out, do we want to shove everything out at the same time because we are trying to get a simultaneous release or not? We figured it's there. They've been waiting for such a long time. We want it out because we've been sitting on this game for a long time too. It's time to get it out.
Very interesting. Again, we talk about the industry changing and not being anything like it used to be. Anything can happen, and there doesn't have to be consistency in terms of release dates. Does a game have a demo? Does a game have this? Is it going to have cross-platform, cross-save, all this stuff? Like, it really is kind of whatever the hell people want to do. I think that there's good news here overall, like the game coming out. I do think it's a bummer that it's not going to be like all at once, which is, of course, the ideal for people.
Yeah.
But I do think Baldur's Gate, the audience is PC. So I think this is one of those examples that, often we see games come to console and like, oh, the PC port's coming eventually, or not.
That's why it's such a, I think, good move on their part, where it is like, cool, a month before for the PC players who are going to be the dedicated hardcore audience. Then take Starfield on September 6th on PS5 where you don't have Starfield. So if it is that, Baldur's Gate 3 is as good as Larian wants it to be and probably is based on the IP and what they want from it. If you get a month of PC players being like, this game is awesome, and then you drop it on PS5 on the September 6th, and people,
no better marketing
people who
than that.
only have PS5s are like, well, then I got to play something. This is supposed to be great.
I mean, dude,
go for it.
Final Fantasy 16 putting out that demo when it did.
Yeah.
That was the wisest marketing call Square could have made. Like, anybody that was questioning that game or like people that were like, this is just not, I don't like Final Fantasy, whatever. The demo comes out. The buzz around the demo convinced so many people to play it just because it's like, oh, it's there. That looks cool. I'm going to give it a shot. That's not what I expect Final Fantasy to be. And then, it sells as well as it did and all that stuff already. But it's like, the amount of fervor I saw online from people that went from not interested in Final Fantasy 16 to I'm buying it because of that demo, that was magic. They did it. And I do think that what they're doing here with Baldur's Gate, to your point, could be that again. If the game is as good as we expect it to be, cool.
I hope it is. Yeah.
Let the PC players talk about that and create that buzz. That is the best type of thing to create the excitement for, oh man, I don't have a PC. I don't have whatever consoles it's on. I do have a PS5. So when that comes, I'm going to get it because you're right. Can't get Starfield there.
Can't get Starfield there. And ladies and gentlemen, over on patreon.com/kindafunny, you can't get ads there. That's right. Each and every weekday, a brand new episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily goes live on patreon.com/kindafunny as a YouTube video, as an MP3, and there's no ads. Of course, you could also get all the podcasts there that way as well. You could even watch us record the podcast live as we record them, like P.S. I Love You XOXO records this afternoon. Of course, however, damn it, that was it. I knew there was a housekeeping item blessing left off. We're reacting to Annapurna live today, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's this afternoon. It was in yesterday's housekeeping, but it didn't make it today's. We're reacting to Annapurna this afternoon. Twitch and YouTube, blah, blah, blah. You can catch it later on everything else.
It was there earlier. I copied and pasted it.
You know what? Again, when we have to lay off 10% of the staff. When we have to lay off 10% of the staff, that's why.
It's there.
Blessing.
No, it's there. You skipped it.
I did not skip it.
It's right here. I'm highlighting it right now.
Didn't skip it. That wasn't there earlier. He's going back in there and fixing it.
I copied and pasted it from somewhere.
I'm the 10%.
It's going to be Greg.
Oh, no.
We're acting live to Annapurna Showcase today at noon. If you missed us, catch us live later on youtube.com/kindafunny. Yeah, I can't believe I'm getting fired. Anyways, patreon.com/kindafunny keeps the rest of the team employed, but you're not on patreon.com/kindafunny. So here's a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. I know this from experience, how often it just seems easier to care about others and to keep it moving. But when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burnt out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Some of my very best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny.
Number 3 on the Roper Report, Sega says it's not open to acquisition following Microsoft's interest. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. Sega has said it's not interested in acquisition talks after news emerged that it had been a target for Microsoft in recent years. Documents published last week as part of the Xbox makers' legal battle with the U.S. Federal Trade Commission revealed that in November 2020, Xbox boss Phil Spencer requested approval from Microsoft's CEO to approach Sega Sammy about buying its gaming studios. Following the news this week, Sega Sammy shares rose to their highest since 2007. Asked if the company is open to acquisition talks, the Sega co-chief operating officer Shuji Utsumi told Bloomberg, quote, "No, not now," end quote. He declined to say if Microsoft had made a formal approach. Quote, "We are very close with Microsoft and have a great relationship with its management team. Microsoft particularly has a high regard for us. Xbox's Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond are really serious about values that video game fans emphasize," end quote. All right.
You know, it's one of those things where good for you. This means absolutely nothing at all.
This is just great when it's like, you know, your friends or you go through a breakup and your ex posts all your texts and then somebody gets dragged in who had nothing to do with it at all. Just like, I don't know, man. I'm sorry that he liked me and that made you guys get in a fight. I didn't like him ever. I didn't know. I don't know what you want me to say, but we're good. It's fine.
And stock's going up though, because that's how this goes, right? And it's like, cool. Play hard to get, Sega. Play hard to get all you want.
Barrett, hit my music.
Wait,
is Barrett? No, that's Kevin. Okay, good.
No, it's... Yeah, I'm right here.
Hit
What's
my
up?
music.
You got to give me a heads up.
Barrett, I don't know if you know this. Kinda Funny Games Daily, anything can fucking happen at any point in time.
At any point in time.
So I can't...
I prep a million other things.
Barrett, no one is judging you for this. No one is saying you did wrong. I'm just saying I hit the music. I'm expecting there to be a delay. That's fine. But then I saw Kevin typing away. I was like, oh, shoot, is Barrett in the room?
There's a shadowy figure. The money man. Kevin Coelho. He's out here. While he preps this, I do want to say Imran Khan tweeted on November 7, 2020, at a complicated Twitter name, wrote a story on Bloomberg about Microsoft looking to acquire multiple Japanese developers. On November 11th, Phil Spencer outright denied that. On November 10th, Phil Spencer officially asked Microsoft for approval to bid for Sega.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greg's Financial Advice, not endorsed by any financial institutions and not real financial advice. You may have heard, since I am Mr. Stocks and Bonds here at Kind of Funny, all right? Of course, after all the success I found with my 19 shares of Ubisoft, you might be thinking, man, Sega stock's at an all-time high. Should I buy it? No, don't buy it right now, all right? And again, this is not real financial advice, but I'm telling you right now, if you were saying, man, I saw a spike, let it go back down. Because here's something a lot of people don't know. You want to buy low. You want to sell high, brother, all right? So if you buy it right now, that'd be foolish because it's high, you see. So what you need to do is wait for it to come down, then you buy it, and then maybe it sells one day. Because something like this will happen again. Somebody's going to get sued, and when they get sued, that's when the stock will go back up, you know?
I wonder who will be sued.
Anyways, back to Imran Khan. Yeah, Phil Spencer lied, huh?
Yeah, but that's how this goes. Like, I just feel like there's business happening, and again, not everybody's supposed to be privy to everything of business. That's not how this works. Look at how disastrous this entire thing is right now. We just get to sit here and laugh and talk about all the things happening, but this trial going on right now, PlayStation's just getting exposed. They're like, motherfuckers, this is our shit. Why are you just talking about our budgets? Why are you talking about our shit?
Nintendo's on the stand today or whatever, and there's been so many funny things of like how hard they fought to not be a part of this, how hard they fought to steal everything. The Nintendo, I don't have it in front of me, but the guy who's on the stand for Nintendo, like, Nintendo lawyers refused to confirm if they represent him for the longest time, and he dodged being served like 6 times or something. It's like awesome.
Dude, and that's the thing is like they don't want to be involved in this shit, and now they need to say a bunch of things and expose themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, man.
What I appreciated was the follow-up to Imran's tweet, right, where he did the whole thing of there, a day before Phil officially asked Microsoft for approval, but then he denied it or whatever, you know what I mean? Imran's follow-up is, it seems like Bloomberg was correct, and Spencer's denial was, at its most sincere, extremely picky about what they were denying, right? Yeah. That's how you do the, like, Oh, you
yeah.
phrased the question in a way that didn't actually happen, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, totally. And so anyway, I'm just applying that to this story we're covering today.
Sure,
I'm just
fair.
like them saying that like, no, we're not. It's like, all right, cool. Cool, you're not right now. Cool. Tomorrow that could change.
Sure, of
Like,
course.
It's just this is not anything important. And like their stocks are up, which I just think is the best part of all of this.
But again, don't buy right now.
No.
They will
no.
come back down.
But I use this
You
for
will.
Sonic Mania 2. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Fair enough. Number 4 on the rope report. Bloober Team is done making psychological horror games. This is Jessica Condit at Engadget. Layers of Fear was Bloober Team's final psychological horror game. The studio didn't advertise this fact, but behind the scenes, a switch flipped weeks ago. When the remastered and expanded Layers of Fear collection came out on June 15th, it marked the end of a phase that was known internally as Bloober Team 2.0. Quote, this year is like closing the era of making psychological horror games, studio co-founder Peter Babino told Engadget. Right now, we are going into Bloober Team 3.0, making mass market horror, end quote. Bloober is not abandoning horror as a whole, but it is shifting focus. Over the past decade, the studio has cemented itself as a powerhouse in the realm of psychological horror games, releasing the Layers of Fear franchise, Observer, Blair Witch, and The Medium, all of which generated terror through narrative and environmental cues, parentheses, otherwise known as quote-unquote vibes. Okay.
It's not wrong.
Because of these design choices, Bloober games have jokingly been called walking simulators, a description that Peter up there didn't deny. Quote, we focused on the story, we focused on the mood, we focused on the quality of graphics and music, but we didn't put a lot of attention into the gameplay mechanics, end quote, he said. It wasn't our target, but we decided that there was a ceiling that we couldn't break if we did not deliver something fresh, something new, end quote. Going forward, developers at Bloober will rely on action and player input to generate disquiet, and they hope that this nudge in creative direction will drastically expand the studio's audience. This mechanics-first ethos was actually implemented internally in 2019 when Bloober began building the remake of Silent Hill 2 for Konami. Quote, we decided that our next titles should be more mass market oriented, he said. We'd like to talk with more people. We'd like to deliver our ideas with our DNA, not by environment or storytelling, but by action. So, all of our future titles will have a lot of gameplay mechanics. They will be much bigger, end quote.
All of this makes a lot of sense, especially when you look at the market as a whole.
And especially when you look at Bloober's reputation.
Yes, that too. Disquiet means a feeling of anxiety or worry.
Oh, I knew that part. I was wondering if I fucked up the pronunciation.
Got it.
If disquiet's fine, then we're all fine.
But so then going from there, I do have a question to Barrett of what was Machine Gun Kelly in one of these games?
No, I brought Machine Gun Kelly up because remember when he said he was just like, leaving the rapping game and then started making pop punk, and then he said like, no, I never left rap. I'm gonna go back to rap. This is kind of like the vibe that I get, which is why I brought up the picture of MGK of like, no, we're not doing psychological horror. We're gonna do a different type of horror. And then I imagine somewhere in like 4 years, Bloober Team will be like, but we're going back to psychological horror.
We'll see.
I don't know.
It's just weird. It's just a fucking weird like, what are you doing?
I think it makes perfect sense. I think you look out there and it's like these psychological horrors. They put out so many of them, and
Aren't
I feel
they
like
making Silent Hill?
Yeah, we already talked
Yeah.
about this in the article.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And this
but I
is
feel
my
like
whole
that's
thing.
phase 2.
And that's where I go, oh, that's not great.
Uh-huh.
Hey, guess what? We're moving from what we've done, the lessons we've learned, the games we are known for, good or bad. We're moving away from all that, and we're going to take a swing at making a gameplay first game, and we're going to do it with Silent Hill 2.
I mean, but
I like you had an at-bat or two before you came out and we're tackling something like this.
I'm not too concerned about this. Now, again, I'm not the biggest Bloober fan.
Yeah.
I did not like the medium. I feel like some of the other games like were interesting at points, but I do feel like the things that made like the Layers of Fear game special was that more indie vibe, and I think that's where the psychological horror stuff really thrives. So for them to take this next step up to more of a Resident Evil type gameplay, Evil Within even, or Alan Wake, which like they have psychological horror elements, the disquiet stuff that they're talking about here, but just making the games fun. Like I feel like that's what they're saying here. Instead of just like, you're not just walking around, like you're actually doing shit, which is like kind of my biggest complaint about a lot of those games. So I'm not too concerned about that stuff. And I think that starting with Silent Hill 2 is a great call because it's already there and it's a remake. You just need to do it again and better. I don't know that they're going to nail it, but this makes sense to me. The one thing that scares me is they'll be much bigger. I don't know that we need bigger at this point.
Yeah. Bloober is, I always talk about being a horror movie fan and a horror game fan. And when I play a horror game, I feel like my requirements for having a good time are less than they are if I was playing a God of War or something. Not even a AAA game, action adventure, an RPG or something like that. And Bloober, you said earlier, I think they're interesting. Of course, the medium I didn't think was incredible or anything, but I enjoyed the ride through it. I thought there were some interesting discussion points out of it, and I got, there's a spook here or there. Blair Witch, I never finished, but I enjoyed the demos I did of it, or enough that I was like, okay, and I never went back to it. It reviewed poorly. And then Layers of Fear, I remember playing, not the newish one, but the original one, where I sent it to Assets Barrett a few of the time. I know Kevin's in there asking you something, but we actually did remember this activation where we actually went to a haunted house where we played a game or whatever, and then had all this scary stuff happening, and they had face cams on us. And this is early days of Kinda Funny. This is
2015.
7 years ago. Yeah. But we had to go play in a scary room and then coach each other through it or whatever. And we played it in the middle of the night. Yeah, I forgot I had Porty there because I couldn't leave him alone. Stupid, outrageous stuff. That's a really fun one. It's a 2-part Let's Play if you ever want to go check it out. But yeah, Layers of Fear was the same thing where I played through it and I was like, okay, didn't love it, but I enjoyed the scariness of it as I went through. So again, for them to, look at Porty. God, that was when he was young too, compared to it all, right? You go through this and you say, okay. You know what I mean? Silent Hill 2 seemed like a big thing for them to take on, but then a big thing for them to take on and try something brand new. I'm like, oof, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how brand new it's going to be. That's my thing. We'll see how it all plays out. I don't have too much faith in Silent Hill 2, and that's not good because Silent Hill 2 needs to hit. That's a game that people actually want to remake for. That's a good a great foundation. Yeah. Some of people's favorite game. Silent Hill 2 is. You talk to people like, yo, what are your favorite games of all time? People name that game.
For sure.
So for it to be remade, that's the expectations of that are Resident Evil 2 remake, are Final Fantasy 7 remake, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. And I feel like budget-wise and stuff, Tony Hawk's probably a better example. But you need to deliver for the fans. And I don't know that they got the stuff, but they're taking the swing. And I hope that they do it because I do feel like there is a very valuable spot in video games for that AA horror game. Not the indie stuff and not the crazy AAA stuff, but somewhere in the middle. That's where horror thrives, right? Horror movies, horror everything. It's it's not so much about the budget, it's more about the experience, the vibes, Greg.
The vibes. Let's check in with the vibes of number 5 on the Roper Report. Sony accidentally reveals that Call of Duty is worth $800 million to PlayStation alone. This is Taylor Lyles at IGN.com. An internal document from Sony revealed a ton of highly confidential information about its PlayStation brand. More specifically, we learned a lot about the Call of Duty revenues for PlayStation platforms alone. The document, which was submitted as evidence for the ongoing trial between the Federal Trade Commission and Microsoft, focuses on a letter sent by PlayStation boss Jim Ryan. In the letter, he was poorly redacted. In the letter, which was poorly redacted, it mentions how much Call of Duty was worth to PlayStation alone. Specifically, the widely popular first-person shooter franchise, quote, directly generated over $800 million in the United States alone in 2021, according to the document. It's no surprise how popular Call of Duty is, as the most recent installment of the franchise, Modern Warfare 2, became the fastest Call of Duty game to cross $1 billion sold mark in 2022. But that's the only thing that the document revealed. I think there's supposed to be a not in there. But that's not the only thing the document revealed. We also learned how much 2 PlayStation first-party titles cost. Well, we talked about this before. Specifically, Horizon costing Horizon Forbidden West costing $212 million to make, and Last of Us Part 2 having a budget of $220 million to make.
Big games make big money, Greg.
I know, right? This is, again, I think we've all been so sick of Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, period, let alone this week of these poorly redacted emails, things getting dropped, and this, that. Yes, okay, $800 million is what it makes. That's great.
The thing that I enjoy from this is the kind of missing pieces of the puzzle that we haven't had for the last 10 years of the actual understanding of getting the numbers of, all right, cool. So Last of Us Part 2 started development in 2014.
Yeah.
Knowing that, being all right, cool, that was a 6-year development cycle, and that 6-year development cycle cost $220 million. I feel like that knowledge is something that we've been able to guess and roundabout be like,
Sure.
yeah. But then applying that to, all right, cool. When can we expect the next big Naughty Dog game? All right, looking at Horizon, the same idea of like the time that they put there. But then you also need to keep in mind like how much everything changes and how compare that to the development cycles of the Uncharted games on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
We're seeing a trend, and that trend is not, oh, this took this long, so the next one will take that long. The next one's going to take longer if things continue this way, right?
Yeah.
Like getting 3 Uncharted games on PlayStation 3. We're not getting 3 Last of Us's on PS5.
Yeah.
We
I
might
was,
not
I was
get
waiting
one.
for you to finish your sentence.
We'll get
I,
one,
you know,
but-
you know. That's okay. I don't think we need to worry about that. Just make great games. You know? But then also support them. Don't make all these multiplayer games. I don't trust it. I don't think it's going to work out. Number 6 on the Roper Report. Valve is reportedly banning games featuring AI-generated content. This is Tom Ivan at VGC. Valve has reportedly started banning Steam games featuring AI-created art assets unless developers can prove they have the rights to the IP used in the data set that trained the AI to create them. In a Reddit post spotted by games industry veteran Simon Carless, a developer recounted submitting an early version of a game to Steam with a few quote-unquote fairly obviously AI-generated assets, which they said they plan to improve by hand in a later build. In response, they were told the game could not be approved unless the developer could prove to Valve that they owned all the necessary rights. Quote, after reviewing, we have identified intellectual property in parentheses, game name here, which appears to belong to one or more third parties, Valve said. In particular, game name here, contains art assets generated by artificial intelligence that appears to be relying on copyrighted material owned by third parties. As the legal ownership of such AI-generated art is unclear, we cannot ship your game while it contains these AI-generated assets, unless you can affirmatively confirm that you own the rights to all of the IP used in the dataset that trained the AI to create the assets in your game, end quote. Great.
This is great.
We have a new fucking world of AI stuff getting inserted left and right. And yes, people should fucking make sure they're getting paid for their work and not having, oh, well, the AI looked at this thing, so it was inspired by that thing, so it made this thing. That's very, like, 90% what you said. No, that's not cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's, again, complicated, and it's all goes to the top about the regulation of it all. That's where the problem lies. AI is not a problem. It's how it's being used that's a problem. And if without people looking at it and trying to come up with rules that make sense and protect people, it's going to be used for evil. It's going to be used for horrible things. I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to have to continue to. It's like, at the end of the day, people need to realize that stealing people's stuff is just what everybody does all the time. And that's not good and it's not okay. But AI makes it way too easy, and it makes it way too easy for people to monetize and profit off all of it.
Sure.
But in the same way, and again, I'm always on the wrong side of this conversation in people's minds, but it's like playing games on Twitch and stuff, you don't own the rights to those games. You are using somebody's thing to make money for yourself. Using images and thumbnails. We don't own this shit. We're just Google image searching and like using people's shit. What's the difference between that and the AI stuff? The only difference is there's regulation, and we could get in trouble for that other stuff. We just aren't. Or in the case of Nintendo, people are. But with this, it's like there isn't systems in place to dock people unless storefronts like Steam are going to put their foot down and be like, no. Sure. So good on you, Steam, for doing that to protect the artist out there.
I wonder how, it's got to be a huge headache for them to go through and figure it all out or whatever they're using, but it's interesting. What would you say, Tim? Like, what if somebody ripped off an idea I had where, like, I said, I think I might start wearing bib jeans, and I wanted people's opinions on that. And then just, 2 days later, some dude showed up in bib jeans at your office.
But he looked fucking good, though.
But he took my idea.
You know what I mean? But he made it better. Yours was good, but it could be better. And you didn't do it.
I wanted my friends to support me and tell me if I should.
This reminds me of all the people in my life that have told me, like, I came up with this idea, and it's a podcast. And it's like, I feel like there's been like 10 different people that have, like, oh man, they stole my idea. Your idea was people sitting around a table fucking talking, Greg.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And it blows my mind. This happens at Summer Game Fest. I was talking to somebody, and like, oh man, kind of funny. You stole this idea. Are you fucking kidding me? Mike looked great in those bibs. Mike looks great in those bibs.
Stole them from Greg, though.
Thank you very much, CEO Junior. That's why you have that.
And he did it as a choice. It wasn't AI. He did it himself.
He did do it himself, and that's what makes the betrayal hurt even more.
Number 7 on the Roper Report, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 does not support mouse and keyboard on PC. You stupid fucking idiots on PC. You're so stupid. They're telling you to your fucking filthy, Cheeto-covered faces that you are playing on an inferior platform. Stupid! Number 8, Avatar The Last Airbender Quest for Balance has been announced. Ryan McCaffrey at IGN has the report and a trailer. Developer BAMTag Games and publisher Game Mill Entertainment have announced Avatar The Last Airbender Quest for Balance, an upcoming action-adventure game that will let you play solo or in 2-player local or online co-op as your choice of 9 different Avatar The Last Airbender characters. It's due out this fall on all major platforms, PC, Nintendo Switch, all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes. The 4 elements, Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water, will be the focal point of the puzzles you'll encounter. Side quests, character upgrades, and interactions with iconic characters from the franchise are all promised.
People can't even name 2 characters from this franchise, Greg.
Avatar?
Yeah. Crazy. It's cool, I guess. Bear, do you care about this?
No, this looks like absolute shit.
Yeah.
But remember that Avatar game on 360 where you could play for 5 minutes and get all the achievements? I hope they bring that over here. I hope
Legend
they...
of Korra game?
Sure. Whatever it was. I don't know. I didn't. Will Tuttle came by my desk one day at IGN and was like, you get all the achievements, this is by hitting B. And I went, thank you. And I gave it back to him, and that was the end of that.
I was at a restaurant a couple days ago,
Liar.
and the waitress...
the
waitress was dressed like Korra.
Things you never did.
I appreciate it.
Tim, I'm excited to see the next time you go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
But that meal's so far away.
It
If
is.
I wanted something more immediate, say what? Mouse and keyboard on a PC.
I know.
Work?
Doesn't
Oh
work.
my God. Where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform is listed by the Kinda Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today. AEW Fight Forever is on all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, Switch, and PC. You can get our review as this week's Kinda Funny Games cast on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. Dead Cells is on PlayStation 5. The Lara Croft Collection is on Switch. Burn House Lane is on all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, and Switch. New dates for you. Garlic, a hot and tasty retro-inspired platformer, is launching on all the PlayStations, all the Xboxes, and Nintendo Switch July 7th. Wild Football is coming to everything on October 10th. There's a tweet here from Colin Kaepernick about it. Mike, this seems like it's up your alley. Like backyard football, that's kind of your kind of stuff. And then Charles Jacobson says, you're wrong, but I brought it over here. Great job, Charles. Breaking, more Transformers are coming to Fortnite this October. Bumblebee, Megatron, and Fortnite are joining the battle bus. And there you get to go. Oh, this is Garlic.
The Battle Bus is joining as a Transformer, Greg.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bumblebee,
cool.
Megatron, and ... the Fortnite battle bus.
Very, very cool.
This is Garlic.
Also, Garlic looks fucking cool.
It does look cool. You gotta just appreciate you just name it Garlic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good name.
Oh, man, I want this.
You want Garlic? Well, it's
Yeah.
coming out on July 7th.
7th.
Deals of the day for you. Xbox games with gold for July 2023 have been announced. Darkwood is coming July 1 through 31. And then When the Past Was Around is July 16th through the 15th.
I just made a note to buy that game, Greg.
Garlic?
Mm-hmm.
Nice job. Did you put it on the calendar for the date?
No, I just slacked myself.
Great. We asked people watching live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames to go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. Now, I'm going to read it wrong to then correct it, all right? New AJ's Eyes writes in and says, in NBA All World, you explore and find NBA players to battle in 1v1, then recruit them to your team. It's basically human trafficking in Nikes. Also, Greg, my name is New AJ. And I take photos, hence why my name is New AJ's Eyes. Now, what do you think they did wrong here?
Everything.
In the description, New AJ, you broke it up, but you didn't spell it phonetically for me. But then in the actual thing, you did. And so now New AJ's Eyes spells it phonetically Niwaji's Eyes. Niwaji's Eyes. Nawaji's eyes.
Oh.
You're a photographer, and I'd love to see your photography. Please tweet at me your Instagram link or whatever. Nawaji, and thank you for watching. And also, I'm sure I'm going to get a you're wrong on how to really say your name correctly, so please send it in as fast as you can because the show is ending. Nanobiologist writes in and says the guy from Nintendo is Steve Singer, Nintendo of America VP of Dev Relations. This is going to be high. The Avatar, Nano continues, the Avatar game where you can get all the achievements in a minute is the Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth. Nano says missed out today. The SpongeBob SquarePants DLC Power Wash Simulator stuff is out today. And then somebody might be editorializing. Okay. Ken XJ is making an argument with you, but like not as a mean person. As nope, not that
Bite
kind.
me, dude. I got a hat.
We're talking about thumbnails. It's not the same, Tim. You are using that content as a derivative that promotes the game and yourself. You wouldn't say that you created the assets. AI inherently doesn't give credit to the vast history of human endeavor that it is based on.
I mean, agree to disagree about this.
I appreciate a respectful you're right.
I appreciate it, yeah, but I mean, we are stealing people's stuff to make something new. That is stealing.
And I think he might be talking more about the video game Twitch argument than the thumbnail, but I digress.
I mean, still. Then look, again, I am the biggest hip hop fan I know. And hip hop, so much of it is just theft unless you license the samples. It is what it is. I'm down for it, but it's stealing.
You ever watch that song Exploder on the Thong Song?
Sorry, what?
You ever watch the Thong, you know Song Exploder?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's a YouTube series that like talks about like a song and like blows up like how it happened and what other stuff. There's one about the Thong Song. It's really good. But anyways, it turns out, of course, our friend of the show, Cisco, never got permission to save Livin' La Vida Loca.
Of course.
But he told people he did, so then it was a huge fucking thing.
Of course.
All right, here we go. Thank you, New AJ's Eyes, a.k.a. Nawaji's Eyes. You write in and say, it's N as in next, and then Waj. So, Nawaj. Thank you very much, Nawaj. And thank you for helping me learn how to pronounce something. I hope tomorrow, Tim, we'll learn a bunch of stuff because it's me a blessing closing out Kinda Funny Games Daily for your week. Remember, each and every weekday, there's a brand new episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily live on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Later, it's up on youtube.com/kindafunnygames and podcast services around the globe. If that wasn't enough for you, maybe you hate the ads in the show. No big deal. Head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where, of course, you can support us and get each and every episode ad-free. You'd also get a bevy of bonus content. If you've never supported before, you can give us $10 right now and get more than 270 exclusive episodes and podcasts, all for your listening and watching pleasure. And remind, that's just since October. You could go way back and find everything else, all the other things that are in the annals of Kinda Funny history. Find out about birthday eves. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. However, no bucks tossed your way. It's no big deal. Maybe you should use that Epic Creator Code. Kinda Funny when you're checking out of the Epic Game Store or when you're doing an Epic Game Store on your console, Fortnite, Rocket League, etc., etc. It is still a humongous day of content here at Kinda Funny. You're about to get a post show, which will lead you straight into the Annapurna live reacts as we see what they've got up their sleeves. And then over on patreon.com/kindafunny, it, of course, is P.S. I Love You XOXO. So, what I'm basically saying is cancel your cable. Don't go anywhere. Support us because we got you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
And we out.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap on me and Tim until Annapurna. Well, you're not coming back for Annapurna, right? I'm coming back for Annapurna because I like indie games. Tim only likes it if it's got some goddamn giant fucking budget behind it. It makes
200 million plus,
makes me sick to my
I'm out.
fucking stomach. Nick, I warmed him up for you.
Except for garlic.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, guys. Shout out to Tim and Greg holding down the fort. B Squad. Love you guys. JV coming in for the
Varsity's here now.
Varsity's here. What's up, everybody? We're going to be hanging out with you. We're going to be rocking with you guys for a little bit. Mike's getting set. We got a fun little thing to do with you guys right now for the next, I don't know. What do we figure, 45 minutes or so until this thing starts? When's it supposed to start? It's supposed to start at 12 on the dot. So we got about 50 minutes. We'll do about 40 minutes with you guys, hanging out with the chat, talking to you guys, talking to the super chats, talking to the subscribers. Let's take a moment to talk about Mike.
Shaking it for that. I'm shaking it for the subscribers, Nick.
Now, here's what I want to know, Alex1342, who says, Nick, do you think that Mike wore this outfit to work today? Or do you think he changed into it specifically for your viewing pleasure? Let us know.
What do you think?
Right now. Mikey, how you doing?
I'm feeling good, Nick. It's nice to be back on the big set with you. We haven't done the morning show in a little bit. We had the big summer showcase blowout where we got to have some time in the big set, but we've been in the lab a lot. And it's nice to come out here with you and just kind of spread our wings a little bit, get loose.
I like when we call it the lab, specifically because it feels like we're doing experiments in there that we can then bring out to the general public. And I guess unleash would be the word.
Yeah, we are
on the
unleashing
general
some
public.
sort of energy, but like I feel like you, me, Andy, plus Kevin, the mad scientist, we have an opportunity in here to really turn it into a lab. And like maybe we can do a fun science experiment. Like have you ever seen elephant toothpaste?
No. That's
What if
fun.
we made elephant toothpaste inside of the lab?
I mean, we could do that. Do we need to get a Bunsen burner? That's what I want.
I think it's
I'm so in.
some very
thinking about
dangerous
buying one
chemicals
for
you're
myself.
not supposed to touch. You pour them together and then it explodes.
Oh, so like a Mentos and Diet
Yeah,
Coke
so it'll be
sort of
like
thing?
perfect around all of that thousands of dollars of computer equipment.
Mike, I spilled one coffee on a computer one time, and Kevin called me into the principal's office.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
there's
you know.
there's still coffee stains under the partition. I actually just saw it.
I
when
love
went
that.
In there, I'm like, I guess nobody cleaned that.
Well, you know, Nick, I'm doing well, and I'm happy to be here with you. We're kind of wrapping up the quote-unquote Summer Games Fest schedule here with Annapurna Interactive.
Right.
And you have done a phenomenal job kind of being the interstitial guy to come in the middle, give everybody a break, the big dogs.
Yeah.
And you and I come out here, chop it up with the chat. And that's what we're going to do today. Let's get the chat involved. And I want to look back on the summer games that we've seen, right? We've had a big showcase season, and I know you haven't been involved in all of it. So that's why I want to show you some of my favorite trailers, get the chat involved, have them show you some of their favorite trailers, and just kind of get you in the know.
Now, I'm excited about this, Mike, but as you know, I am the authority in everything, all things gaming.
You are.
Is here at this office. A lot of people don't know it because I let the other kids, I let the B squad, the JV squad, the
Yes,
junior,
you do.
the juniors
That's the champ, right?
talk about everyone. I am the current champ. I'm the best gamer in the office. The belt says so, which we may or may not be putting on the line tomorrow.
I mean,
Come check
I
it out.
hope that I
Come
walk
tune in.
away with the belt. I'd like to talk some trash to everybody in this office. A
But
lot
what
of people
else?
say I'm not the best, but I am.
You are the best gamer. Andy
But
thinks
you
he
won
is.
Jenga, though.
I think I am, but I did win Jenga because you gave up. I actually just wore you down. It was a war of attrition, as they say. Here's what we're going to do, folks.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Mike is going to take me through some of his favorite moments for Summer Game Fest, but I also want to know your favorite moments. And I would be remiss if I didn't rank them on a list that is surely going to piss every single person off involved, myself included.
Yeah.
I'll look at this list when I'm done and go, wow, I missed the mark on that. But here's how we're going to do it, guys. Mike's going to start us off with a few of his favorite moments, but I want to hear from you guys as well. So $5 super chats or subs or resubs over on the Twitch chat. If you guys want to put your moments in there, link us with the trailer. I will get to as many of those as I possibly can, and they will go on the top 10 list. Now, I know what you're thinking, Nick. Wait, what if there's more than 10 things that come in?
Yes.
I will bump something off, or I will take your thing, I will crumble it up, and I will throw it out because it is not good enough for me. Because I am the keeper of 5 things, ladies and gentlemen. 1, whether or not Blade Runner 2024, 2020, whatever, 2049 is going to be a good movie. 2, whether or not The Departed is a good movie. 3, I leave for Jesus. I leave room for Jesus right in here. 4, top 10 Summer Game Fest moments. And 5, Pro Football Tactics.
Oh,
Whether or
I
not
like
you should
that.
use them or not. The answer, as always, it might surprise you.
Might surprise you. Use them. So, of course, we are calling upon you, just like we do after every Kind of Funny Games Daily. We have a fun super chat with our super chat members all around the globe. Whether you're watching on YouTube and or Twitch, you can get involved with your super chat messages or your Twitch resubs at the tier 1 through 3 level, or for free with Prime Gaming. Don't forget, if you, your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, anyone in your life have Amazon Prime, you got Prime Gaming, jabroni, and you can use that free sub with us once every 30 days. Don't spend $1 here on this channel. Give us the free money from Jeff Bezos' pocket and support the streamers you love. So get those sent in. We're also pushing followers and subscribers over on YouTube. So if you want a cool free way to help support the team, don't forget to smash that follow button here on Twitch. We don't remind you about that enough. Even the follow button helps us grow. So if you're on Twitch and you're new here, smash that follow button. If you're over on YouTube watching on Kind of Funny Games, don't forget you can hit the subscribe button totally for free and help support the team as well. But Nick, we've had a lot of summer showcases, and as the chat starts to bring in some of their favorite links, I wanted to show you a couple of mine. And so, Kevin Coelho, I have hit you with our first one. We're going to take it way back.
Whoa.
Sorry, where have you hit me with that?
On the document, you can see we've got some stuff right below that. Trailers to show from Mike, PlayStation Showcase.
Way back.
There we go.
One second,
To
let me cue
the PlayStation Showcase. A lot of people said PlayStation Showcase, booty, not that good. Disappointed in the PlayStation and Sony team for what they came out with this summer. But there was one that did hit, Nick Scarpino. And you know who it is. You'll see it in just a second. Yep, you knew it. Now, this is kind of a longer gameplay video, so we can scrub through it, but we'll show you some of the hot parts. Of course, Pete and Miles.
Ooh, I like that suit. I like this suit. He's got the Venom suit now. Don't love that it looks like it's so thick. You know what I mean? It was like the Flash suit where you look at it like, yeah, that doesn't look comfortable to run in.
Yeah, it's a little thick, kind of veiny. But he's got new powers, Nick.
Oh,
he's going to have new powers, which is pretty sick.
Right.
You don't think that like it feels good, like memory foam on your skin?
Ooh.
I think it feels like a really thick wetsuit. And when it's a little too hot, you wear it out of the water, I'm starting to sweat and asphyxiate a little bit, and I might pass out. I mean, this looks cool, Mike. This looks cool.
Yeah, and so Miles is back. Pete's here.
Miles' suit looks dope.
Craven the Hunter and his squad are here in New York City. I believe we opened up Queens. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. So you'll have a new area to kind of run around in. Queens a little more residential, Nick. Not a bunch of skyscrapers as downtown New York City. So it'll be very interesting to see what the dynamic there is.
Oh, look, he's on a jet ski here. This looks incredible. Damn, this looks fun. Oh, thank God we have cranes, though. Thank God there's still cranes. Because if there wasn't, what would he swing from?
What would he swing from?
This looks incredible. All right, Mike, this is, I'll tell you what, the Spider-Man, what is this, DLC?
This is Spider-Man number 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Be Greater Together.
Be Greater Together is going to be number 1 on my list.
Number 1 on the
10
list.
Summer Game Fest moments. This looks really cool.
I love that. Please don't forget to bring in some of your favorites. I see Ryan Poella Higgins has written in. Ryan Higgins has wrote in with a fun one there that I'll put up. And then, of course, Calvin has a really good one. And, Kevin, we can actually jump to Calvin's right now. If you go down to, of course, the Capcom section, me and Calvin are on the same wavelength for the best trailer out of Capcom. And, Nick, another one that many people said, why are we here for this showcase?
Yeah.
But there was still some gold in there, Nick.
Okay.
And we're going to play this one all the way through because this is called Pragmata. This is a dope-looking game.
Yeah, this looks dope. This kid is like, this is scary. This looks like that Megan trailer. Hello, I'm a life doll. I will kill you. I'm for sure going to kill you in your sleep. Oh, I would love it if she wasn't reading anything. There's this psycho little kid. What does this say?
What does it say, Nick?
Oh, it says 2022, 2023 crossed out. Sorry, very sorry. So it got delayed.
So that was the major disappointment was we did find out that this game has been delayed again. And
they did it in the trailer. They made a whole trailer.
A whole trailer?
To tell people it was getting delayed. Maybe we could have taken that time and sped the game up a little bit. Maybe that was time a team had to take to make this trailer.
Yes.
Put that little thing in there.
And the chat is asking, just like us, Kevin, are we supposed to be hearing the sound? What do you think about that one?
Oh, I don't know. Do you want to hear the sound?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sound will
I say we
elevate
put
that.
the sound
Let's
on.
put the
Yeah,
sound
sorry,
on.
I didn't know what the...
You know
if
what?
I wanted to or not.
Mike, I don't like when things get delayed.
You don't like delays?
I'm a 43-year-old man. I don't have much time left on this planet. So games that get delayed are boo-boo to me. This is going to go at number 10 on my top 10 moments.
Wow, Nick.
Number 10.
Now, Nick, are you putting these moments on the list that's behind you?
Sure I am, Kev.
Okay. God bless you, Nick.
He sure is.
God bless you. And then, Mike, if you wanted to put links in this doc that Nick has put in there, that'd be great. But he has set it to view only, so I can't make changes to it to clear off things that we've already done.
Copy that.
I think I can. Got it.
Excellent.
Yeah, Mike is an editor as well. But I can also...
I got a
set you to
community
edit
list.
as well.
We have a super chat coming in from a best friend out there. Let me double check. We have Calvin Perez writes in. No, Calvin and I had the same one. This is Ryan. Ryan writes in and says, yo, Nick, where do we rank these abs in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth?
Let's take a look.
Let's check out Ichiban and the gang over here.
Ichiban. It was on the beach in Florida. We got hammered. We've all been there. I passed out on the beach one time in Mexico. No idea how I got there.
I once passed out poolside.
Yeah.
Got a nice big old sunburn on
Yeah,
my
you
arm. I'll
did.
never forget.
Sure did.
Wait,
Sure
is
did.
that a true story? Did you really pass out at the beach? I have no idea how you got there.
No. But it'd be cool if I
That'd
did.
be really cool. Man, this guy's really naked.
This guy's jacked out of his gourd.
You seen Dong or? Okay, they're covering it.
Oh, they're gonna cover it. Dang. Yeah, he looks good. He's not bad looking. Oh no, the crab's gonna move. Oh, it moves with him. You would think you'd get in trouble though, because you're not supposed to really
No one seems to be reacting.
be naked on the beach. This lady likes it. Like, what's going on with this guy's abs? Oh no, she doesn't like it. She does not like
It
it.
was unclear that he was nude.
A stranger?
Streaker.
Oh, streaker. I thought she said a stranger.
Oh, turns up, dude. Yeah, dude. Hang loose, bro.
All right, you know what?
Where do
I
those
get
abs
this.
rank?
These abs are gonna rank at, what is this game?
This is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
We're gonna go like it a streaker.
Mike, you think you wake up on the beach and you wouldn't realize you were naked? Or right away you're like, oh no, I'm naked.
Mike's usually naked when he's not at the office.
I do sleep naked, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty used to being naked. I like to live my life no underwear. You know what I mean? As much as possible.
Are you not wearing underwear right now, man?
No, I wear underwear anytime out of the house, but
Oh,
like
okay.
in the house, it's a lot of
Oh, me
basketball
too.
shorts, no underwear.
Oh, if I'm in my
Thank
jammies,
you.
if I'm in my jammies,
I'll tell you what,
I'm-
Andy made a big stink about it. It's like, you got to live free, man.
I don't know.
Loosen
about
up
that.
a little
I think
bit.
I might be on Andy's.
The moment I get home, it's pants and jeans off or whatever you wore the day, underwear off, basketball shorts only.
If I go,
Let it
if I go to
free.
McDonald's and I get the large Diet Coke, I
Yeah.
put the cap on it, I put the straw on it, I keep a little thing on top of the
Little
straw,
condom, straw
so I
condom.
can't get it when I go. If I'm pouring myself a Coke when I get home,
Yeah.
I'm going lidless, baby. I want the freedom to take that Coke from whatever side I can get.
He's
it from.
free.
See what I'm saying?
Lidless inside the house.
Oh, sometimes I'll go.
Your wife
lidless.
lets you do that.
Sometimes I go lidless.
After you dumped coffee on the PC, I'm surprised.
I was blindfolded. Okay. I'm not irresponsible, folks.
Oh,
I'm not
my
irresponsible.
God.
And yet he keeps putting the coffee in the same area.
It's one of those things where we do need to have a hard conversation. Could we, I am right-handed.
He's right-handed.
Putting this over here feels weird. Can we just move the computer to the left where there's never any drinks?
Never even mentioned it, Nick. Yeah, we could easily do that.
So smart, Nick. We'll
It's a thought.
we'll rewire your desk setup very soon. Let's jump into the Twitch chat because I want to give
Again,
a couple
I'm not
shout
really
outs.
concerned about it.
Yeah,
That's not a thing
we'll
that
make it
really
happen.
worried. I'm worried about.
Shout out to the Twitch chat out there because we have people like 8-Bit Luis that has resubscribed with a tier 1 sub for 31 minutes. Says, hi, Mike. Hi, Nick. Just wanted to say hello. Well, hello there, 8-Bit Luis.
Hello. 8-Bit Luis.
Hey, That's Comics with the resub with Prime Gaming for 23 months. Thank you, Hey, That's Comics. Shout out as well. Luke the Awesome resubscribing with Prime Gaming for 30 months. Says, hope everybody's Thursday is going splendidly. Would you say it's going splendidly?
It is going splendidly.
Yes?
We get to talk about a lot of fun movies this week, so I'm looking forward to that after this. And yeah, going splendidly.
You've got to talk about some dope movies.
Yeah.
Of course, we can say we all saw Mission Impossible.
We did.
You know what I mean? We're allowed to say that, so that's cool. Of course, we'll do an in-review for that.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
else?
I saw Dial of Destiny last night.
Saw Indy. Yeah.
Yeah,
uh-huh,
so we'll talk about that on my interview. We'll probably pre-record that today, and I'm not sure when that's supposed to roll out or not. I don't know when the Mission Impossible is rolling out or not, but that's in the next couple weeks. Those will both be out. What a hell of a time to be alive.
Let me show you another dope trailer.
Okay.
Coming from Ubisoft Forward, Kevin. Ubisoft came out, and they were like, hey, yo, remember that dope game Prince of Persia that you keep asking us to
Love
make?
Prince of
and we're
Persia,
like,
Jake
yeah, we
Gyllenhaal
love that.
classic.
Please make that. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, guess what? We're not quite ready to make that, but we've made another dope game about a crew inside that world that got to go find something.
Oh, cool.
And so, welcome, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Let's take a look at the Lost
Check
Crown.
this one out. I think you might like it.
Okay, go. This looks fun. Little Fortnite art style.
When entering Mount Kaf, your mission is clear. Find Prince Hassan and bring him back
Why
to
does this sound like
Persepolis.
AI? Why does
Well,
that
I
sound like
mean,
an AI voice?
We like AI now.
Do we like AI?
I don't know.
However,
AI is
Mount
fine now?
Kaf becomes a prison full of hostile
That
inhabitants.
outfit looks like the Prince of Persia outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now separated from your allies, you discover a grand citadel full of mysteries.
What do you think
where
about
time
this,
flows
Nick?
differently.
Little 2D platformer.
Oh, this
Going
is
on
fun.
here?
This looks
A
cool.
little different vibe, little Ori.
I mean, this
You ever
looks
played
like
that?
the original.
The original Prince of Persia, yeah.
Oh,
When it was
In
2D.
this cursed land,
Oh, look at that
exploration
time stop.
is
That's
everything.
Oh, I love
This
that.
is a
Oh,
semi-open
jeez.
world that delivers new secrets as you find new powers.
I'm actually stoked for this.
I'm gonna tell you what, Mike. This
But to
looks
reach
good.
new areas,
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm
master
never gonna play it,
skills
and I don't like AI
perfect
voices.
timing.
So we're putting the Prince of Persia knockoff
Trademark of Prince of Persia.
at number 9.
at number. Okay. Well, whenever we find out who this person's voice is, they're gonna be real disappointed in you. You
Well,
know?
I mean, are they gonna be disappointed in me, or is this just feedback that they're getting to maybe not sound so like AI?
Okay. Put a
You know what
little.
I'm
What is it? The je ne sais quoi? Is
Put
it
a little
bit of
spice in the
personality?
sauce, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Very
You know,
interesting.
put a little hot in the sauce.
Yeah. Hot sauce, one of my favorite.
Put a little
people.
gravy on the spaghetti, right? A little melon in the prosciutto.
Okay. Okay.
Because right now she's like this. Do you know that?
One of the hottest games of the summer. I like it. I like
There
it.
it
Nick.
is. There it is.
Let's go on over to a best friend requested one. Alexander writes in with Airborne Empire. The sequel to Airborne Kingdom looks good. Very small dev team, Nick.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
Now, you know I love the
Airborne
movie
Empire.
Airborne. So if it's a game based on that, I'm super excited.
Love that.
Stories tell of a time
This guy's got it.
skies were
You
lost,
hear that? He just his voice just gets you in.
and we could no longer build among the clouds. We had forgotten how to gather distant resources, and we could no longer explore our vast horizons.
Why not? It looks pretty idyllic.
But we never lost that way.
Never lost it.
No, our problem is survival.
Oh, shoot.
We must defend ourselves.
We gotta defend ourselves, Mike.
We must seek out and defeat our enemies. We must restore
Now, what is
the
this?
airborne empire.
Looks like it's a flying game.
Is it dogfighting or is it more like a town builder, tower defense type vibe?
Maybe. What I'll tell you is this, Mike. It reminds
Tell
me
me.
a lot
Tell me.
of that climbing game we just played because of all the pipes.
Only up.
And I hated that game.
Oh, man, you love that game.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna put only up
I like that. Only up.
at number 8.
AKA
here.
Airborne Empire.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people saying it's a city builder, so that's pretty dope. Now, Nick, do you remember when you and I went Mach 10?
Oh, you mean when I was the fastest man on the earth?
When you were the
alive?
fastest man alive.
When we did the Dark Star.
I don't know if many people remember that, but back in the day, you and I, we took that thing to the next level. You took on the Tom Cruise challenge, and you got the Dark Star up to 10.2 Mach.
Daddy went 10.2.
It was
That was
pretty
when we
amazing.
became real friends. I don't
That
even
was
think we did that
dope.
on stream. I think
That
I was
was
just you and I were
amazing.
just doing it at
That was a
night on a
special
Discord.
moment. I'll never
I was like,
forget it.
Mike, I'm here. I did the flip over and then the up and the flip over and the up.
I loved that. That was a really special moment. A lot of people in the chat right now going crazy saying there's a new Dune 2 trailer
Ooh.
with more cowbell, which
Gotta
I'm pretty
have-
jacked up about Dune 2. I will say,
Cowbell.
watched it twice on my phone. Really jacked up.
The first
about
Dune.
Yeah, the first Dune. Twice.
You watched it on your phone.
Uh-huh.
One of the most beautifully shot movies of the last decade.
Looked great on my iPhone X.
All right, there it is.
Tell you what.
Much bigger phone than I have.
Hey, now. I'll tell you what, it looked real good on that one.
Okay.
Up next, let's jump into another one I have, Mr. Kevin. Of course, if we scroll on up, let's go on over to Summer Game Fest, where one Jeff Keighley put on one hell of a show. He even gave us a little curveball, and I want to give a shout out before we jump into that because we have a best friend out there, Jake, who writes in and says, favorite moment of my Summer Game Fest was when Jeff Keighley and DoorDash unexpectedly swerved us on a brand new Final Fantasy trailer. So, of course, Nick, you didn't get the gag. He was like, hey, everybody, I've teamed up with Square Enix and Final Fantasy. And we were like, what? He's going to show the trailer. He's like, no, DoorDash. They're giving you a discount code. Little did we know, later on, he showed us that trailer.
Oh, wow.
Here at the scene of this terrible disaster, caused by a massive tornado which swept through sectors 0, 1, and 2.
What is Final Fantasy?
Amidst
What is
the
this
wreckage of
world
the
they've built?
expressway, search
It's
and
so
rescue
weird.
Operations are already in progress.
Nick, that's a magic tiger that can talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So here's the deal, Nick. I'm loving Final Fantasy 16. I have yet to play 7, and I really want to play 7.
Just look
Yeah.
at
So we'll
it
see if I
all.
play it.
It's
We'll see
so
if I play it.
green. Even after everything we've done to it, it's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality,
What?
it's barely
What?
I warned you.
Ah, you did. I thought you were messing with me.
Just wonder,
That's a real magical
what's
tiger
Cloud
that
been
talks,
doing these
everyone.
past 5 years?
And this is Tim's
Where's he
favorite
been?
game.
And you're
I think he likes
asking
11
me
more.
this?
Which one is this one?
This is gonna sound
Online?
crazy.
Final
7.
Fantasy 11 on 7 online.
As far as I know, Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years
Were those
ago.
chocobos?
the life stream. It is the very essence of our star.
Man, what do they smoke when they
The
make these
blood
games?
coursing through its planetary
This is-
veins.
According to Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth. Shadows of the Mad, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard.
All right, I've seen enough.
We fought him.
He's seen enough
I've seen
Final
enough.
Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth,
Tell me.
not going on the list.
Whoa!
Not even putting
What?
it on the list. I don't understand what a magical lion is. I don't like this game. I'm never going to play this game. Forget it. Gone.
Okay.
Gone.
Okay.
Wipe it from your memory.
Wow.
Take it off your
Wow.
wish list.
Okay, take
Do
it
you
off the
understand that?
list. Holy
Not a fan.
smokes.
0. Tell you what I was a fan of, Mike. I don't know if you got it on your list or not. Nicolas Cage's suit.
I almost put Nick Cage on there for you.
I got to be honest with you guys. That is the one moment that I saw that I
He's looking
remember.
good.
And if I'm being honest with you guys, that suit that he wore
Mm-hmm.
was so important to me. I looked it up. I tried to find that suit.
You try to
Found
find
one that was way too expensive. Not going to buy it. But I got to be honest with you guys right now. That suit for me, going at number 1.
it. Nick Cage's suit. The
Yeah,
mint
right.
suit. I'm calling that mint. Spearmint.
This moment was the moment of me for Summer Game Fest. That's great. Was his hair dyed a lot? Yes. Suit looked fantastic? Yes. That's going there. Should I have bumped Spider-Man 2 down to number 2 instead of putting it at number 4? I don't care.
Yeah. No.
Why is Dune 2 up there?
Because I like Doom 2 and Mike mentioned it on this, so I
There's
just
a new
ranked it at
trailer.
number 3.
New trailer.
New trailer.
Maybe we'll react to it sometime.
We should
soon.
react to it. I'd love to watch that.
And we'll look into that. We'll look into that.
Perfect.
I mean, I do agree. Nick Cage did a phenomenal job. A lot of people say, man, Nick Cage's PR team, the video game team PR team,
Crushed it,
did a
man.
great job briefing him because this guy somehow spit out enough knowledge about the video game where it was like, Nick Cage, thumbs up, dude. You figured it out. You know what I mean?
Here's what you guys don't understand about Nicolas
Lay it on me.
Cage.
Yeah.
He's a professional. He might come off as a little wild and out,
A little loopy,
but
little
that man
wild.
is a professional. Don't forget, he won an Academy Award at one point for acting. Not for this other basic ass bullshit like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon won for writing.
And directing.
That's everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, great! You got a great idea. Put it down on paper. But Bob's your uncle. Here's the Academy Award. Nicolas Cage emoted. Do you have any idea how hard that is to do for 2 hours? He had to drink alcohol and emote, and he won an Academy Award for that. Now still looking fresh, still looking over 6 foot.
I love it.
You think I'm going to be over 6 foot when I'm his age?
At what age do you finally say, Nick, I'm willing to get the legs stilts installed?
I'm looking into it right now.
Like, is there a certain age where it's like rehab and recovery will be too much, but there's also another age where you're like, I'm old enough now where it's like, you know what? Let's just try it.
I think age 45 is when I make that call.
45 is when
45
it's like, yo, I
is the
gotta
point
get
of
the
no
leg,
return for the leg break.
the leg extensions.
And the thing is this. Real talk, if Andy ever does it, I got to do it.
Okay.
I can't have Andy being taller than me.
How about I just give you my high heel shoes? Would you wear those daily?
No, because they don't even fit you, and I have bigger feet than you do. That's probably not going to happen. But I will take a pair of this Carnhardt bibs, the overalls.
Next, I'm going to go buy the tan ones.
I love it.
Dude, come on, bro. I'm vibing with these. Now, Nick, I will say, of course, we're talking about Nick Cage, who absolutely killed it. I get flashbacks, sometimes nightmares, about Al Pacino getting shoved out there during the Game Awards, having to give a speech, and he had no idea where he was. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, it's not a good
right
thing to do,
guy for
people.
the right situation. Nick Cage, thumbs up. You know who else does a great job? Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Hyping up Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
He does a phenomenal job.
Again, again, it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility that a major Hollywood celebrity would understand games.
Yes.
It's just a matter of how much time they're actually committing to putting into understanding what the project is. And I think Nick Cage actually is a professional and was like, hey, I want to actually represent this game to a degree, or to my appearance in this game to a degree. Let's talk about this. Let's have some fun with it. Also, Nick Cage enjoying a fun little resurgence for his career after he got himself out of all that mountain of debt that he's been climbing out of for the past 10 years, all these B movies. So good on him. And also, Keanu's the GOAT.
GOAT, man. He's my guy. He's my Johnny Utah.
Bro.
He's
Johnny
my guy.
Utah. John Wick.
They should. Have you ever
Speed.
thought like maybe they should make a speed video game or make a Two Bros Point Break video game? Like, why have we not gotten that?
A Point Break video game would break the world.
I mean, imagine the cool shit you could do in a Point Break video game.
If I'm being 100% honest with you, Mike, I'm very excited about this idea. I've never thought about this, and it's crazy to me.
Really?
I've imagined myself being in Point Break.
Yep.
I've imagined myself being best friends with Johnny Utah and Patrick Swayze.
You would fit right
the
in
Bodhisattva.
with the road dogs.
I don't want to take my shirt off. So that's the one thing I
You
will
don't
not
have
do.
to. You could go crop top.
I could go crop top. I'd be fine with that. But
Yeah.
when they're playing on the beach and they have to go surfing and stuff, and they do that thing that all cool surfers do where they take the wetsuit down to just the part where so you can just see their abs.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
That's all right.
I'll unzip it a little bit.
You
That's
go-
as
you go
much as
nips
you're gonna-
out. You go
I'll
nips
go.
out.
I'll put my nips out. You see my nips anytime you want. I'll show a nip right now on Twitch. I do not care. You put me in a kid's kiddie pool.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
put my nips out all day.
Yeah.
But I'm not showing my belly button.
Hey, okay.
It's not happening.
No belly button.
No,
That's
belly
the rule.
button. It's not happening.
Okay.
Feet, fine. Nipples, fine. Ears, fine. Belly button, not.
I love that.
non-starter.
Well, Nick, I want to bring us back on track because I have a really dope trailer for you from Tommy Goodale.
Okay.
Tommy G writes in.
Tommy
and he's
Goodale.
got us because he knows you're on a big Elden Ring hype train right now. You've been riding Elden Ring.
Just call me the
Been
Erd
getting
Tree.
better. You've been growing. Tommy G writes in with Phantom Blade Zero looked incredible from the PlayStation Showcase. I feel like it's been overlooked.
Tyler Otten in the chat says what we're all thinking. Said, I'm literally from the Chicagoland area like Greg. I've never heard any person ever call a pair of overalls bib jeans. I don't know where you got that from, but it's not a regional thinker. I've never heard that before either. I'm so glad
I thought
you
they were
said-
overalls.
They're overalls, but Greg calls them bib
But
jeans.
I've heard bibs before. Like I've heard the bib, but never bib jeans. Just seems like a weird combo there.
It's such a weird ass Greg.
But
thing
like
to
when
say.
he wears, like we're all gonna go to Shoe Depot together. Let's just all agree because I know Kevin's down. We're all gonna go together. We're all getting fitted. We're all coming out with bib jeans.
Yeah. Down.
I'm thinking about putting patches on mine. I'm not quite sure if
You
I'm
need
ready
to start
for
putting
it.
things like a pen and a screwdriver in there, man.
So
You're ready to run.
Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin's always got a leather
Did I
man on
tell
him, no
you
matter
that I
what time of
lost-
day it is.
I lost Roger's hammer and measuring tape that he gave me.
Good.
I'm in a 10 by 10 room maximum, maybe 7 by 7.
Smaller.
And I have lost
My
a
hand was
hammer
much bigger than that. It's
and
like 15
measuring
by 7,
tape.
you know?
I have no idea where it is. Just
That's
gone.
a rough one. That's rough.
I'm looking daily for this thing.
You're never going to find it.
Just buy him a new one. Buy him a
I told him
better
I'm going to
one,
go
be
to
like,
Target.
yes,
We'll just buy him a
better
new
one.
one.
We'll buy my Targets. I'll
That's
give him
gone.
some of that. I'll give him some of those little soft cookies that have the little frosting on top. So
Oh,
we'll get us
he
some
won't
of that.
break his diet for that, but I'll eat those all day.
I know.
man.
I know you and I.
Let's jump in. Tommy G writes in. Tommy G's got a good one for you, Nick. This one's pretty lit.
Liddy.
What's your plan? Knowing you have only 66 days to live.
This guy's running real fast.
Running away from your problems.
Just run away.
If I had 66 days to live, just immediately get a pack of Camel Lights. Just smoke. Who cares?
It won't make any difference at the end of the day. You know better than anyone else.
Like I had lightning in his staff.
That no one could escape.
That's freaky deaky. This looks dope.
Everyone wears a mask.
I did not like that.
A real face.
He let you live? What secret did you sell him?
All right, shut it off.
Wait, one more second. Oh, just so you saw the T-pose.
Oh, the T-pose?
Scroll back 5 seconds, Kevin. He's gonna do the splits on him. Boom, right there.
All right, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty nasty.
But what is Phantom Blade Zero? What are we doing here?
I mean, I would assume it is a Dark Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, very difficult type of game where you are now chasing the clock because he only has 66 days to live. He's probably either going to kill his foe that either murdered his family and or put the bad voodoo on him where he's going to die in 66 days, or maybe he's finding the antidote.
That sounds complicated, Mike.
I mean,
it's like
life
we
is...
might want to jump into and live forever.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to put Phantom Blade 0. Number 5. No, lower on the list. I can't tell what number it is.
Wow, lower on the list.
Here's what I'll tell you. Here's why I'm going to put this low on the list.
Lay it on me, bro.
Right. Number 7, Phantom Blade 0. I'm going to forget about this game and never see it again.
Okay. And then Andy will
make us
chirp
play.
you all day about it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to care.
Okay. I like that. Well, of course, Tommy G, thank you for writing in. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to our Kinda Funny best friends over on Twitch as well. Chin for the win with the follow. Thank you for hitting that follow button. Of course, we do appreciate you following the stream and having some fun with us. Northside Samurai is resubscribed at the tier 1 sub for 27 months. Says effing love the overalls, Mike. Thanks, homie. We're all going to wear them.
Bib jeans is like some weird shit that you heard in the 90s that stuck with you and all your friends were lying to you.
Yeah.
That's not what you call them.
Can we make Bib Jean Tuesdays a thing where the whole team wears nothing but Bib Jeans?
I'd like to start we're just wearing jumpsuits constantly.
Oh, man. I am a little disappointed that Roger wore that jumpsuit and didn't show it off on content at all.
Roger, if you're watching this, go home, get the jumpsuit, come back immediately. Let's
take my car keys, Roger, drive yourself home, pick up some In-N-Out on the way back, please.
Yep.
And then come and show off the jumpsuit.
Pick up some In-N-Out on the way back, please.
Let's make sure we get lunch here.
I love it.
J Poe, JP, as many people call him. I like to call him J Poo. J Poe with the Prime Gaming sub for 36 months. Has Mike heard of Swoveralls?
What's that? When jacked out dudes wear overalls and they don't put a shirt on.
How cool would that?
I just made that up. I don't know if that's what it is, but that sounds incredible.
JP, let us know. I think that's what it is, man. How cool is that, bro? That would be so cool.
That's a Swoverall right there.
That's a Swoverall right there. That's definitely a Swoverall. Little, not swole enough though. You know what I mean?
Guy's pretty swole.
But the pecs got to be like popping.
That guy's
maybe
that guy's
the
pretty buff.
overalls weren't like tight enough on the body.
Yeah, you got to get them slightly tight. And again, you got to have the best Swoveralls where you see just the right and left side of the nipple. Just pop them out a little bit.
A little bit. Just
let me see a little.
Wow.
Little something. Little Hershey kiss, something like that.
Okay. Let's get us back on track
So these
really
are
quick.
actually Swoveralls.
So they're just like, what are they? Are they just
What are
tight?
I don't know.
They're what I'm wearing.
I don't know the difference. It looks like maybe the texture isn't denim. Maybe it's more like a cotton thing. Chat, can you let us know?
That's too much blue. See, I went with the red and I look like Mario. I think the blue on blue is just getting lost with it. I think you gotta have a different. color. I like those orange ones though. Can we show off these orange ones this girl's wearing? I like these.
Do you like the white stripe on the edge of it?
I'm not mad at it.
I hate everything.
You hate the orange.
I like this guy bottom second row all the way to the left.
Okay.
I like that burnt sort of like that color.
I just don't like it.
That's milk chocolate. It's chocolate brown.
Wow.
It's just brown.
It just says brown. It's literally could not be more brown.
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 These look cheap. Like the overalls, I like because a lot of times the denim is really thick, and this ain't bringing that.
Yeah, I'm liking this sort of like this. It's not a denim per se, right? That you're wearing. Is it denim?
It is.
It's workwear.
It's workwear. It has that thicker
cool kid
this
song.
is gonna take a nail or two before it goes out.
Shout out to my guy Rob.
Rob.
You know what I mean?
Rob the guy.
Shout out to my guy Rob. Cuts by Rob. Putting me onto the workwear.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm all about now. Workwear.
Smart.
Wait, didn't Miller put you onto the workwear of overalls?
I mean, I never saw Miller ever wear these bib jeans. I never heard him talk about these bib jeans.
He talked about them on a podcast.
I got to give him credit where credit's due, and it's my guy Rob and Earl the Squirrel. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure you were on that podcast with
I don't
us.
think I was on that podcast.
And I'm pretty sure he showed us a picture of himself in them, and they were almost nearly identical to what you're wearing right now.
Can't confirm or deny that. Can't confirm or
they
deny
were,
that.
In fact, the exact same ones.
Yeah, I think they might have been blue, if memory serves correctly.
No, they were definitely black. Remember, because we said he looked like.
Well, but is
Mario?
he too chicky to wear them?
No, what I'll say is this though: yours are more fitted.
Mm-hmm.
Greg's were actual overalls in the sense of you want a little bit more space in them. You can move around in them a little bit.
I mean, I could paint. I get on my hands and knees, do some carpentry.
You think you get some? You think you're ripping up some carpet in those bad boys?
Fuck yeah!
I don't think you are.
I'll tell you what, Nick.
I think they're too fitted.
I got a bedroom up home.
Yeah.
that I got to do something.
So, and somewhere in that bedroom is a hammer and a tape measure. We're not sure what it is. It's there somewhere.
It's. I show up and I look at.
Can we talk about this for a second, Mike?
I don't know.
Can we talk about this for a second?
Tell me.
I walk in today. We're supposed to be here at 11, right? I walk in today. Greg and Tim still yammering. 11:04. 11:02 comes. 11:04. I'm like,
tell me,
is my time not worth money to this company?
Big money.
And I come over and I said, what did I say to you? I whispered in your ear, I said, for every minute they go over, I'm billing Greg Miller's ass $1,000 a minute for both of us.
Yep.
Because that's what our time is worth here.
Big money.
And I listened to them. He's saying some stupid joke about raspberries or something dumb like that.
He does normally do that.
You know, get out of my way.
Buy us In-N-Out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Take me to In-N-Out.
Compensate us for our talent.
Take me to In-N-Out.
Sorry, what are you saying
How
about...
low the bar
Yeah,
is.
let's...
Just buy us.
I mean, me and Nick are hungry. You know, where are we going to lunch together? You and I?
That's a great question.
We haven't gone to lunch together in a while.
Well, you're packed on content for the rest of the day, are you not?
No, you and I stream, but then you go on a podcast.
Yeah. So I got to get lunch basically in 15 minutes when you guys do the Annapurna Showcase. So unfortunately, we're going to miss each other.
Remember the last time we went to some Mexican restaurant and it was pretty good?
You liked it was Dos
Charros?
Dos Charros.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Nick,
not bad.
May I throw out Pokeball?
Sure. That sounds good. I like the Pokeball.
Okay. Let's go on over to my guy. I'm J-Mac. J-Mac has resubscribed with Prime Gaming for 24 months. Thank you for the 2 years, J-Mac. He says Star Wars Outlaw trailer was dope. Glad to see the #1 games journalist, Nick, on. Kevin, if you go to my Xbox game showcase, I believe I have the Star Wars trailer ready to go for Big Nick.
It's on the link there.
These are dangerous times.
They're always dangerous times. Stop. Pause it. Done. Don't like it.
It's dangerous times out in the galaxy far, far
When
away.
is it not dangerous times?
They never had.
There's never been a
time.
time of peace.
I think during the
when Amidala was queen, there was peace. They had a good solid year or two there where Naboo was just dope.
Shout out
that
to
was
Amidala.
like that was so badass.
She was cool.
What happened to Naboo? You think it's just chill?
What happens to any of these planets?
Well, they got the
in Star
fish
Wars?
people.
Who
They
cares
hang out.
about any of it? It's so hard to care about any of it. It's a fucking galaxy. There's so many planets. They can't possibly care about them all. I can't care about it all. Let's watch the trailer.
The Empire? They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're bad dudes.
But the world here belongs to the syndicates.
Cool. This is dope.
If I want to survive, I have to play their game.
Who's this little guy?
New homie.
Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
She got a cool mullet. This is going to #1.
There she is.
Just has her hair up. It's not a mullet.
Man, they gotta have more speeder bikes. Does Jedi Survivor have a speeder bike? Don't spoil it for me, but tell me.
No.
Why the hell not?
And now,
Oh wait,
You see one?
wait. You can ride one briefly, but it's not that fun.
That's stupid.
But he's a Jedi. Does he need a speed?
Yeah, Luke Skywalker was a Jedi, and he had a speeder bike. We the Jedi just have to run. I'm not trying to sweat. Jedi means you never have to sweat.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder.
She looked like Emma Watson. Rancor.
Gotta have those.
Gotta have all the hallmarks of Star Wars. Gotta have stormtroopers. Gotta have rancors. Gotta have planets we go to. Gotta have
Underworld shows no mercy.
this guy who looks like a Game of Thrones villain.
But it's a big galaxy out
Love
there.
those.
And I'm gonna risk it all.
I'm gonna risk it all. To do what? I don't know.
Or big.
We gotta go big or go home. In the Star Wars universe,
coming 2024.
that always happens between Empire Strikes Back and Jedi. Always. It's
Star Wars
always that.
Outlaw.
Gotta
What do you
have
think?
it.
What do you think?
Number
Star
one
Wars
with a
Outlaw.
bullet. Star Wars mullets for the win. Number 1 with the bullet.
Star Wars mullets for the win. Number 1 on Nick Scarpino's big list. That's good. That's a good deal, right?
Great deal right there, bro.
Kind of funny, best friends. Don't forget, you can tell us your favorite Summer Game Fest trailers and moments while you have Nick on for just a little bit longer, because we have 10 minutes until the Annapurna Showcase 2023 reactions. Myself, Bless, and Greg are all going to team up here at the desk and talk all things Annapurna video games with you. Nick, pop quiz. What's your favorite Annapurna video game?
Oh, I love Annapurna video games, man. I can't get enough of Annapurna video games.
Can't get enough.
I have my number 1, Mike, but you tell me what your number 1 is.
My number 1?
Yeah, what's your number
Nick,
1?
there's a big list.
Huge list of number 1 Annapurna
games.
games.
I mean, I look around and I go, man.
Off the top of your head, though. Off the top of your head.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, off the top of your
There's
head.
one with a cat. I'm a big Stray guy.
Sleepy the cat. Oh, Stray. Stray was
Stray the cat.
Annapurna. I saw that. Yeah, that's my favorite, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, come on, man.
Badass,
dude. Man.
We're
big
so good.
Annapurna fans.
Huge
you know what I mean?
Annapurna fan.
Huge. Blessing, he pretends to like Annapurna. Not like us.
Yeah, Blessing's not an Annapurna guy. Blessing's like an A24 guy or a Paramount guy, but he's not an Annapurna guy.
No,
that's a movie
not
reference.
like us. So we'll be watching that here in just a little bit. We're very excited to talk about it and show it off with all of you. Of course, we'll see what's revealed in just 10 minutes.
I thought for sure, as I was talking, you know how I like to talk a lot of smack about stuff without having any sort of context for whatsoever. Thought for sure one Barrett Courtney was going to yell at me when he came in.
Yeah.
But he came in very, very subtle to reset for the next thing.
Yeah, he's just preparing.
And that was nice. He's
preparing.
Greg, how you doing? Ready to segue off? I have one more spot on my list, Greg. Give me one more fun memory to round out Nick's top 10 SGF moments.
When we went to Giant Bomb, Blessing had to carry around this enormous bag that made him look like a toddler with a parent's shopping bag.
Like an absolute jabroni.
There you go. Rounding out the list, number 6, Blessing's Big Bag. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us today and allowing me to hang out with you. Stay tuned for the Annapurna Showcase. Y'all ready for this?
Hey, everybody, it's me, Greg. How you doing? You ready?
Greg, do you want me to put this graphic away, or do you want me to keep it up the whole show?
I can probably put it away. I appreciate it, though, Kev.
No worries, man. All right.
Boop a doop a doop boo boo, Kevin. Boop a doop a doop boo boo, Kevin. Boop a doop a doop boo boo. Hey, come watch at Anna. Come watch Annapurna's showcase with us. I bet we see cool. I'm gonna say all in caps. Cool video game.
Wow, Greg.
Barrett looked and said what they were usually 45-ish. I haven't seen anything confirmed, but I have not been looking.
Yeah, the last year's was 40, and the year before that was 50 minutes.
I hear you.
Mike, put that chair down.
Yeah, I'm on this, but I can always bounce off if you don't.
Right. Get the fuck out.
Listen, we just like people who have good taste in video games
can always
and
bounce
don't
out.
steal their friends'
First of all,
outfits.
I don't even have that authority.
Greg, when you're ready to go to Shoe Depot with me, I'm ready. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, we'll go together. Do we have a release date yet for Cocoon? Because I'm looking forward to Cocoon.
I don't know if we do.
And I'm trying to play that cool moth game.
You can go to kindafunny.com/calendar if you want to know if we got a release date for any of the exciting games coming out in 2023. Once again, that's kindafunny.com/calendar.
I don't like that we have so many games,
Bless,
so many
I'm gonna need you to
gifts.
put that chair up a little bit. The opposite of Mike, you know?
But when I put Kinda Funny video games in, there's not like a Kinda Funny video game. You know what I mean? Like I need like a Kinda Funny video game GIF, and I don't know what that would look like. I don't have
Video
the answer
game.
for you. You know what I mean? Corey, I know you're watching. I don't have the answer for you. I'll put Greg Miller video games. What does that bring me? Yeah, okay, I'll do that one. Come watch AI Showcase with us. I bet we see cool video games. Twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames to YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames. And then a little gif of me in the video games cool shirt. Are we doing like a cut or anything? Or are we just.
Yeah,
okay.
so I have a set tech-wise, I believe. So if we want to say just a quick heads up for the YouTube kids that there is a different YouTube stream for the Annapurna Showcase 2023 Kinda Funny live reactions. So we're gonna go on standby here for just a second. We're gonna cut, and then hopefully the back end of YouTube works and sends you over to that new stream, and we'll be live back here in just a moment.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.